The following is a world-class Bullshitters exclusive.
Welcome to World Class Bullshitters, the epitome of pop culture. I'm your host, Jeff Hicks, and with me tonight is the one, the only, Dion Green.
Baby, boys and girls, children of all ages, and in this corner, the heavyweight champion of your mom's bedroom. He said my name already.
Fair enough. That man chuckling in the background is the last name of mode. Big Red Nick Utam.
Ah, jeez. Dion, quit trying to get in my mom's pants. It's really fucking weird, okay? There's all these weird phone calls and text messages. Just stop, man. Just stop.
And finally, King of the Wicker People, Kendo Slice.
Let's go Blues.
Oh, Lord.
I can tell you're excited about that shit.
Oh, dude, it's once-in-a-lifetime event. And I mean that because it's only happened once in my lifetime.
Thank God this is, voice, not video, or else you'd seem to be all turgid.
No, just kind of hanging out here on the couch.
I'm sure you are.
His pants off, ball hanging out, Vaseline sit right
swinging in the wind,
and a fucking Blues jersey on the wall. Get Blues.
I got shorts on.
Right.
So, guys, we're back. Normally, it's like, oh, you're back. You were just here last week. Now it's been 2 weeks since we've had a live show. Last week, it was a pre-recorded episode because of my Bounding into Comics interview with Ethan, Jeremy, and Gary of Nerdrotic. And now the World Class Bullshitters are back for episode 174. We had a little bit of a numbering snafu last week where the previous week was episode 172. Then last week was episode 172. So, we just fixed it out the normal way you should and make this 174. And tonight we're going to be talking about the 20th anniversary of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, as well as a few other things. Like, did you know that today is the 35th anniversary of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom?
I did.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's my favorite Indiana Jones flick. So we're going to be talking about all that stuff. Now, folks, tonight we're going to do it a little differently. We're not going to start out with the main feature about Star Wars, but I want you to get your questions and comments ready because tonight's big question for you guys is what do you remember about the release of Episode 1? Or what's something that's your favorite part of the movie? Because we know we have a lot of listeners who either weren't alive or they're too young to remember. But Dion was, 9? I was 10.
Yep.
And Endo and Nick were older. So we all remember it vividly.
Yes.
That's how age works. But we remember it vividly. But we want to know what you guys remember about the hype for this movie because I don't care what you say about The Force Awakens and whatever amount of money it made. There was nothing like Episode 1's build, and there'll never be anything like it. So we're going to kick back and have some fun and reminisce about the film, our favorite parts, and all that shit. But before we get into that, let's start the show like we always do and give a quick shout-out to our new patrons. So since we recorded last week and the dates were a little off, we're just going to go back to Brent Cody. Thank you very much. Jano. We'd like to thank Longo Ventura. Kalia the Cinema Queen, John Strouth, Vola Bay, George Polito, and well, that's everybody. So folks, we appreciate all that you guys do for us over on Patreon. We appreciate that you guys go the extra mile. So what are we going to do? We're going to go the extra mile for you. So tonight you'll get World Class Bullshitters After Hours. We're going to have some fun, maybe a little nostalgia talk, what I'm feeling nostalgic for. Hint, it's a year, not just a thing. And then next week, we're going to give you guys a commentary for Godzilla.
Oh, Godzilla!
98.
probably one of the cringiest, most entertaining Godzilla movies.
But it gave us an awesome cup holder.
It did give us an awesome cup holder.
And a cup holder that held fluid in it for long enough for you to drink it. That's about it.
It looks like Godzilla.
Also, it gave us a really awesome rap song by P. For some reason.
Was that Matthew Broderick's last starring role?
No.
The
producer's remake after that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, that was years later. He took like a 5-year hiatus. But...
Well, it was Godzilla 98. Come on.
Yeah. Well, Jean Reno was in it too, so good for him.
Yeah, Azaria. He gets stepped on.
Yeah.
Almost
dude.
stepped on.
Oh yeah.
He cheated on Ben Stiller. Well, he slept with Ben Stiller's wife in that movie Along Came Polly. So whatever happens to him, I don't care. Sorry, Hank. Fuck you. Anyway, let's start out with something special too. I'd like to give a shout out to one of our listeners this week. It's his birthday. So folks in the chat, if he's listening, I don't know. I know he has to work, so I don't know when he'll be here. But happy birthday to our friend Salvador. You've heard him on our collector's stream. You've heard him on the channel multiple times. If you're a member of our Facebook group, Salvador is one of the biggest members of the World Class Bullshitters community. He's always sending really crazy boxes to the P.O. box. By the way, guys, I got a P.O. box so large from him that I could only fit it in the car, and I had to go back for a second trip to the
Oh my god.
That's a big box.
What did he send you? Like a Castle Grayskull? What's going on?
Shit. It could fit in this box.
Oh
I
shit.
can't think of a toy that couldn't fit in this box. It's giant. So I'm gonna this weekend I'm a little busy, but next weekend, well, not next weekend, but during the week I'm gonna get everything together and I'm going to record the P.O. box video finally. So we're gonna have to break it down into like 5 parts, but it's gonna be fun. Shit, I should do it on a live stream on the secondary channel.
There you go.
Jeez.
That'd be crazy. Yeah, it would literally be hours of me opening shit. I took an industrial sized garbage bag back to my car and just loaded up the shit and carried it in like Santa Claus. A ghetto Santa Claus. Yay me. Anyway, Brother Claus. So Kendo took care of a little business this week and he found our listener of the week. So Kendo, would you care to announce who our listener of the week is?
Thanks, Jeff. Our listener of the week this week is Trey Miller. So congratulations to Trey Miller, on your graduation and deciding to play some college ball. And you're our listener of the week.
Do you think we could have said the word weak anymore?
Nah, that's pretty weak.
All right, cool. Just checking. I feel like we covered our bases pretty well with the usage of the word weak.
Thanks, Jeff. Enough of that. We're going to talk some other shit.
What a story. You can say that again. Yeah. Now I got a question. Do you guys want to start out with talking about shit, or do you want to talk about something fun and positive?
Let's get the shit out of the way first. We all
right. Terminator 6 it is.
Oh, fuck.
So the trailer, what's it called? Dark Future or Dark
Dark Fate.
Fuck, I used the wrong tags on this video. I said Dark Tomorrow. That's how unmemorable this dog shit trailer was.
Oh man, I just don't fucking like. I feel like when you see someone like and you're trying to help them, it's like saving someone's life. Like they were eating a hot dog, they bit too big, they fucking swallowed it, they're choking, and they're like, "Hey," you're like, "Hey, are you choking?" They go, "Ah." And you run up behind them and you perfectly put your hands in position. You give them the Heimlich. The fucking chunk of hot dog flies out. It hits some kid in the face. They turn and they say, "Thank you, thank you." And then they go right back to picking up the fucking hot dog, take a giant bite inside choking again. That's what the Terminator franchise is right now. And it's fucking terrible. And my dumbass is getting excited. I was like, well, you know what? James Cameron, he's weird. Maybe he'll pull this out of his ass. Nope. Nope, he makes the same mistake. You constantly have to one-up the Terminator from the last one. It's always got to be complicated. There's always got to be some... Just give me a robot coming from the future, coming back to kill a motherfucker. Don't make it a robot that has, like, superpowers. Don't make it a robot that can, like, bend the fucking rules of physics. Don't make it a fucking cyborg that can feel pain and it's Sam Worthington and it's screaming all the goddamn time. Just make it a robot that says, "I have to kill this person," and then someone else that says, "No, I can't let you kill this person," and make a movie around that. That's it. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm fucking asking. But no, instead of getting Sam Worthington, we got some chick with a bowl cut that's a fucking Terminator again. It's like, oh my god, and we get it. She's fucking garden and enchilada. I don't fucking know. It's like our future depends on you. God damn it. Here we go again. I don't get it, man. It's the most frustrating thing in the goddamn world. And yeah, Terminator 3 wasn't terrible. It wasn't great, but it wasn't dog shit. But it had the same problems. It's overly complicated. Well, we stopped Judgment Day, but we didn't. And you see now, not only is it Judgment Day, but you have a wife, and like she's a redhead and stuff, so she does freaky shit. But like she sent me back to protect you. You didn't send me back because you're dead, but you're also Nick Stahl. So we're always worried that you're gonna start crying. That's okay because you're gonna become Christian Bale. And then after you're Christian Bale and you get yelled at a bunch by Sam Worthington, you're gonna tried to get killed by an Asian guy guy and the chick from Game of Thrones with nice tits. But then it's going to be old Arnold, but it's not going to be old Arnold. And then we're going to go to the next one, and it's like Mexican Terminator who can like phase through car windshields. And it's like, okay, well, I'm not watching this now. Fuck.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, come the fuck on!" Yeah, like you're right. They wasn't up the ante with like the bad guy. Like even with 3, like she was liquid metal and solid, and then I don't know, and like in Gynesis, like it was like nanotech or whatever. And I'm just like, what the fuck is it now? Is it like some quantum computer that's like? And also when they show the Terminator, like the robot part, like when it's in the robot form, it looks like a sci-fi channel movie. I was like, this looks cheap as fuck. Even the CG of like the guy like jumping through the air, throwing the rebarb, it looks so bad. I was like, what do you do? Like you couldn't get a real guy to do that? You had to go CG. Like what's going on?
Why does everyone now? I get it. Edward, they had a point in T2 where they had to explain what the Terminator was. I understand that. But everyone after, what are you? I've never seen one like you before. No, this is the first time you're seeing it every movie. No, you haven't seen one like her before. Does it make any sense, Linda Hamilton? No, you haven't seen one like her before. It's the first time you're meeting her. Stop saying that.
Yeah, Dion really loves the Terminator movies. He just doesn't want to see them go to shit.
But the robot's human.
I love him too, but my stance on Terminator is it ended at part 2. Every other Terminator film is useless to me. 1's great, 2's the greatest. It's over and done. It's funny. No matter how much technology has advanced, no matter how much money you throw at this bottomless pit that is the Terminator franchise, you never create a villain that's as interesting or visually appealing as the T-1000. Like, I know it's almost 30-year-old CGI at this point, but the T-1000 still looks great. Yeah. It's liquid metal. It's not meant to be like, I don't know, the power of love in like robotic form. It's just straight up.
Robotica.
Yeah.
Liquid metal Huey Lewis.
Well, that's the thing too. You had Robert Pattinson was fucking scary.
You mean Robert Patrick?
Yeah, but it sounds like Robert
Pattinson is now your Batman, Dion.
Right. You know what? I'm not entirely upset with that, but we'll get to that shit later. But Robert Patrick was fucking terrifying. And like in seeing it as a kid, like despite him being a fucking pale string bean, that motherfucker looked like he would kill you, your mom, your dog. He would kill your dog. He killed a fucking dog in the goddamn movie. He killed somebody's not mom. He'd kill your fucking neighbors. He was scary looking, and that was cool. There hasn't been a single person to play a Terminator in the franchise since that matches Schwarzenegger and Patrick, period. And they keep looking. Now they got some motherfucker from Scream Queens. That's who they went to. The motherfucker gets yelled at by white women on fucking sci-fi or whatever. That's his thing. That's his credentials. Thanks. Thank you. Fuck.
I'm so excited to see this movie. Yay.
Yeah, and also like is Arnold like another, is he Terminator again, or is he just like the model of like the one that they put out or something, and that's his?
Who gives a shit at this point? Let's be honest.
Yeah. Like what is this? Because like we have Mackenzie Diaz as Grace, like, and she seems to be a Terminator thing or whatever it is.
I'm human. Fuck.
Yeah, and then Arnold Schwarzenegger's in there as well. It's just like, what are you, and what's going on? Did you just find like a cabin in the woods and just like stay there forever? It's like, I'm going to chop wood forever.
I'll be back.
Maybe not.
Well, the thing about these new there's not just even Terminator, excuse me. The thing about a lot of movies is how subtlety and nuance is dead in cinema. I mean, one of the best parts of T2 was when he looks at John Connor and goes, I know now why you cry, but it's something I can never do. Talk about being like a robot becoming a machine. This woman's like, I'm a human. It's like fucking Captain Marvel going, I'm a hero. It's like, okay, you're a character in a movie too. Could you, be interesting? I know it's early to judge, but we've been making fun of this character since the first image popped up last year when one of our listeners coined the phrase LGBT 1000.
Yep.
And my favorite part of this trailer, in a bad way, was when she was wearing like a work suit, beating this dude up in like a car shop. I was like, "What is this movie gonna be?" Like, I mean,
I didn't pay to see that shit, but I keep saying this: less is more. Keep it fucking simple. I get it. T2, one of the greatest action films of all time, but it wasn't overly complicated. The movie's so simple. Fucking Sarah Connor explains what's going to happen in the beginning of the movie. Someone sent this Terminator back to fucking kill him before it was born. It failed. So then they sent another one, and then the Resistance sent one to protect him. That's the movie.
That's all there needs to be.
Exactly. Now the little side thing of them trying to stop it, that was, that was one little additive that served as a vehicle for the final confrontation. Hey, it doesn't matter if you guys think you're going to stop the war. The T-1000 is still out there. It's going to try and kill John Connor. And that's the fucking end of the movie. Connor, is he gonna die? I don't know. It's fucking Robert Pattinson. He killed an old lady. He's looking for this boy. Fuck. It's the movie. It's the end of the... No, they got to fucking, Sam Worthington. I think that I'm human. Yeah. And then, oh, who are you? I don't know. I have to protect you. Don't do a trailer where the fucking heroes like, oh, well, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I know I gotta protect you. Don't do that shit. It doesn't work with every fucking movie. I don't know why I'm here, but I know I have to protect you. That you just told me you don't know why you're here. Then you told me why you're here. So make up your fucking mind. Are you gonna save me with a bowl cut, or are you gonna fucking block rebars with a fucking wife beater on? Pick your fucking thing what you're gonna do.
That was so dumb. Like that was supposed to be impressive. Oh my god, the skin didn't scrape off from rebar. Okay.
Oh my god, that was so dumb. That was so. And like what they establish, hey, they look like people, so they can fit in and kill their target. Why does every hero that has to look weird? Like, and I get it, they're supposed to be robots, blah, blah, blah. No, if they make someone to pretend to be human, it's supposed to look fucking human. Not, it's wearing suits, but it has a bowl cut, and then she doesn't know what it is, but then she knows the fucking simplistic. Just make a movie, James. What the fuck are you doing? I don't know how to make movies, and I'm sitting over here like, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
I think you know how to make a movie, Dion.
Fuck, I probably could make a lot one better than fucking Gynesis and fucking Dark Black Man Tomorrow. Fuck.
I want to read a movie or watch a movie on Black Man Tomorrow.
I'm gonna start writing that shit tonight, and it's gonna be way goddamn better than this piece of shit. I'm gonna have it on November 2. I'm goddamn on November 1st just to fuck this movie over.
Could it star Michael Cera?
Goddamn right, Michael Cera and randomly Michael J. White.
Black Man Tomorrow. What? You know what we should do is one of these nights we should all get together and record like an audio trailer for Black Man Tomorrow.
I'm down.
Deal.
I'll get Doomcock to be the narrator in a world.
Oh, that'd be amazing. That'd be amazing.
Where tomorrow is never guaranteed.
Tomorrow is dark. There is no light.
Tomorrow is black. What the hell?
Michael Cera is Black Man Tomorrow. I couldn't think of anybody whiter. Macaulay Culkin, maybe, but
Macaulay Culkin is actually pretty cool still.
Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, man. His podcast is actually pretty good too. Not better than ours, but it's pretty good.
There's not many better than ours.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I can't believe Tim Miller's directing this. Like, it's weird.
Yeah, I really love the first Deadpool, and James Cameron has made some great classic movies, but those were also like over 20 years ago.
Right.
I think after the success of Titanic, he got really, really smug, and then you had Avatar, which I hate to say it, but Scott Mendelson made the best point ever about Avatar. It's a movie that made $2 billion, and left no pop culture impact.
Yep. Mm-hmm. One of the only smart things that motherfucker ever said, and it's the truest thing ever. And then he did the underwater when he went in the trench or whatever, and then
raised the bar.
Yeah, and then it's just like, okay, well, fuck, dude, you went underwater. You made a movie with a ship in water. You made a movie where everyone looks like fucking water. Then you made Terminator. Fuck, man. I mean, can we get a good movie, please? I'm not asking for a lot, and don't fucking put Sam Worthington in it. That's all I'm fucking asking you to do, James.
I think his last good movie was True Lies.
Oh God, what was
it? Might be
94.
I do love True Lies a lot.
What'd you say?
I said I do love True Lies a lot. It's a fun movie.
Yeah, I'm just looking at his films. He did Avatar, Titanic, Terminator, Judgment Day, Aliens. Aliens, I think is that his best movie?
It might be, dude. It might be. You're not wrong there.
You're right over there, Dion. It sounds like you're getting into a fight.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
So, do we have anything else we want to talk about for the Terminator trailer? It didn't impress anybody.
He did one between True Lies and Titanic called Strange Days, which I don't think anybody remembers.
Nope.
He did a TV series, Spider-Man and Dark Angel TV series.
What? I thought he was just a producer.
I think it was it may have not happened or something like that. He did documentaries and stuff. So Avatar, Sanctum.
Sanctorum.
Sorry.
Yeah, I remember that movie vaguely.
Yeah, so
But, nothing. Like it's
so that's our final verdict, folks, on Terminator Dark Tomorrow. No, Black Man Tomorrow. There we go. Has there ever been a black dude Terminator?
No.
Why
No.
is it there?
think so.
I mean, we almost got O.J. Simpson in '84, but he was considered too nice and not believable to be a killer. So,
I know, right? How times have fucking changed.
Wow.
He did break a lot more than ankles, didn't he?
yeah,
Shit.
dude. You got,
Allegedly.
yeah, well, okay, I forgot we have an O.J. Simpson enthusiast on this podcast.
Hey, I just believe in the justice system, and I respect
and-
the rulings.
And remember, the juice is loose.
It's true.
Shit.
He lives in
loose
Vegas.
already.
I remember you counted down the day when they were going to release him from prison.
Yeah.
Oh, they were like a reality show, and I wanted to watch it.
And let's not say that he lives in Vegas like he has a fucking choice where he lives. He stays in Vegas because the motherfucker got out of jail in Vegas, and he can't fucking leave without letting somebody know where the fuck he's at.
Does he still gets his pension, right?
He does.
Dude, yeah. It's like $60,000 a year, something like that.
No, it's more than that.
Well, just like because that's just the NFL, but he gets royalties and shit,
Yeah.
and then from the book. So it's like in six figures.
The fiction book of how if I had killed my my ex-wife, this is how I might have done it.
It's an interesting read.
It's basically like one of the endings to Clue.
Did it in the foyer with a knife
God.
multiple times.
Oh, man.
Well, speaking of knives, let's talk about John Wick 3 for a minute, because John Wick stabbed how many people in the opening of this movie?
Jesus,
I have no idea. But that whole scene, like, God.
So let's make this simple for the audience. Dion, did you like the movie?
Fuck to the yeah. It's a pig's pussy port.
Nick.
Of course I did, man. It's fucking
Kendall.
John Wick.
If I had seen it, I would have loved it.
Oh, God damn it. You honestly missed out on possibly the best John Wick flick.
That's all right. I was going to go see it with my dad. Didn't get a chance. He went out of town, so I got to wait till he gets back because I'm a good son.
Fair enough. You'll be blown away. We won't try to spoil it for you or any of the listeners out there.
Dude, I have no problem taking like my headset off and just entertain myself for 10 minutes while you guys talk about it.
Oh, don't worry. It's not going to be a 10-minute segment. On a scale of 1 to 10, Dion, what are you giving it?
Dude, I think I gotta give it a 9. I think it's so goddamn good. Even Halle Berry is fucking cool in that movie, which I was worried about.
Yeah. Well, she's cool because she's barely in it, but yes.
Right?
That's very true. I was afraid. Yeah.
I will say this, Endo. It's not a spoiler, but I will say it's a part where he's fighting these dudes on motorcycles, and it's fucking.
Oh, from the trailer?
Yeah, that part is dope as shit.
He cuts the guy's arm partially off. It gets stuck in a motorcycle wheel, and he flips over.
It's so wonderful.
It's so dope.
Yeah, dude, you guys can
Oh,
spoil
God.
it for me. Look, the fact that they've already come out and said they're making a fourth one, you really can't spoil it. That kind of spoiled it.
Listen, we want you to have a legitimate reaction, but I also will say this: there's a part where Lawrence Fishburne starts talking mad shit like twice in the movie, and you're just like, is this a Matrix reunion? Is this what this was supposed to be?
So you try to get him to take a different colored pill.
The doctor from the first one is in this one, and
He's the
he's
Keymaker.
yeah, he's a Keymaker,
he's the
yeah.
Keymaker in the Matrix.
Yeah, so it's just like there's a little bit going on.
Was it weird
Also-
for anyone else that the chairman from Iron Chef was the bad guy?
That was I get that
Alton
I get-
Brown?
Yes, Alton Brown's the villain of this film.
Damn, I'm 100% sold now because then not only is he gonna be the bad guy, but he's gonna be making delicious food at the same time.
Dude,
he's cooking human meat as he's like talking shit. Yeah.
Try this taco before I kill you. But also, there's a part where Halle Berry does the bitchiest thing ever. I won't tell you what it is. But
shit! The thing in the desert.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
We were watching it because we went to the bistro. We got the premiere season shit. I was like, we're gonna rock out for this movie, and she does the thing that she does, and I verbally went, "You bitch!" and everyone in the theater started fucking laughing because I was like, "You fucking bitch!" Oh,
it's not actually Alton Brown, is it?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
No, it's not.
I would, if it was, I would love there to be at least one scene where they're like, he's like John Wick. You think he's the dangerous man in the world, but I just see him as good eats.
Fucking Alton Brown. No, it's the Japanese dude. That's the nephew of the Japanese version of the show.
Oh,
He does the
okay.
backflip.
Yeah, okay. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they have one of the best fights in any movie I've seen in a long time.
Oh my god! And then they use the dudes from the Raid, the two dudes from the Raid movies. And if you ever need a giant fuck you to Star Wars, which I think that was on purpose in this movie, hey JJ, I know you're making another movie, and fuck you for making another movie. But if you need an example of how to use the guys from the Raid, fucking watch John Wick 3.
Dude,
you fucking idiot.
Oh man, that was really funny. That was really awesome. Even the guy at the end, and like when that whole thing happened to him, I was like, God damn it, this is hilarious.
It was great. It was so great.
Well, I'm going to say something controversial. I had way more fun and enjoyed this movie more than Endgame. Yep.
The only reason I can see where you're coming from is because this movie there weren't like overtly sad ass moments in John Wick 3. It was fun from beginning to end, nonstop. There definitely are slow moments in Endgame. And again, there are moments that make you want to be like, God damn, man, I miss my mama, motherfucker. But in Endgame, you're like, shoot that motherfucker. Shoot that motherfucker. Stab that motherfucker. He plays basketball. Shoot that motherfucker. And he does it.
Yeah. The movie's great. It might be the best John Wick flick. I don't know. I got to rewatch all of them soon.
I've heard that from several reliable people.
When you go to see it, put it like this. I liked the movie so much that I had to pick up that action figure, Dion. That's how good it was.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. And then he reminded me, and I had to fucking go get the goddamn action figure. It was fucking dope.
John Wick is the best action hero of our times right now.
Yes, I
do. That's one thing I love is like because of John Wick, Keanu is going up and up now. It's funny because there's talks of a Matrix 4. There's even talks of a Constantine 2 because of him like becoming a giant star again.
He flat out said that he wanted to play John Constantine again.
Which I fucking love that movie, and I wish there was a part 2.
It's underrated as fuck.
It is underrated
Shia
as fuck.
LaBeouf is good in that movie, which is hard to say.
Do what now?
Shia LaBeouf is good in Constantine.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, well, and also, I mean, you battled and like kind of conquered the devil or the devil's son in that movie. It's like, how much further can you go? So it's kind of, it seemed like the story kind of peaked. So I don't know if they do a part 2, what they're going to do with it, but it'll still be interesting.
Well, Tilda Swinton's in there, and I'm obsessed with Tilda Swinton. So
okay, Tilda Swinton or Lena Dunham? Who you picking?
Oh,
Tilda Swinton. She looks weird. She looks weird, and it weirdly turns me the fuck on.
Do you want her with or without hair?
Give me. Ooh. Oh fuck! Give me two. Ooh, give me Tilda Swinton from Constantine. Give me that haircut. I'll take it.
I thought you were gonna go for the ancient one from Doctor Strange. I was like, dude, come on now. That's weird.
For a minute, but then it would be weird because I cut my hair really short. It would be fucking. And she'd be slapping me upside the head. I'd be slapping her upside the head, and just sound all weird.
You just look like Q-tips from the top.
Yeah.
A cotton ball and a dirty tennis ball. Fucking.
What about Tilda Swinton with a bowl haircut from the LGBT 1000?
I'd still bang her because her face looks weird, and I'm drawn to it like a fucking moth to a flame.
Don't they usually die?
Yes.
Yeah.
You ever fucking Tilda Swinton?
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? I mean, come on, we're just gonna start asking her.
That was an inside joke with my boy Kendo there.
That's right. I got it. I got that joke.
I got that reference.
Thank you, Cap. So, real quick, John Wick 4 coming out. I'm pumped. That is my most anticipated film now. Just saying.
Yes, I don't blame you. I'm just going to sit over here and wait for Godzilla.
Yeah, that's next week. So
Yes, it is.
we're not going to do it for the channel officially, but we'll all go see it between next week's episode and the week after, and we'll have a review or we'll talk about it, and we'll go a little more in depth because we know a good portion of our audience enjoys Godzilla. We all enjoy Godzilla. It's not like we're going to watch Godzilla films just to get some views. No, Dion and I, Nick and Kendo too, we've seen, a good chunk of the Godzilla flicks. I'd say combined, we've probably seen them all.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I got most of them on Blu-ray.
I just ordered them. I didn't get them on Blu-ray, but I just ordered the Toho version off of Amazon, dude. I'm fucking God. I'm pumped. Give me a movie, motherfucker. We watching it.
I kind of want to get a nice Godzilla figure, but I don't know which one to get. So I'm torn if I'm going to get like vintage retro Godzilla, Godzilla 1985. Definitely not 1998, but. Hold on one second. Go ahead and see what you're going to say, Nick. I gotta look up something real quick.
Oh, no. Yeah, I was going to say, I was like, well, in order for me to look more American, I have to chew gum.
That's true. Or you can order Taco Bell, which was that fucking ad campaign when Godzilla came out in '98 from Taco Bell was insane.
Oh God. Well, it's weird because when Taco Bell does some of the promotional stuff for movies, like even for Star Wars, like it's really good. It's always been, they have good stuff. I'm not saying the movie's good. I'm just saying like they have good things that that you want.
We'll be talking about the Taco Bell Star Wars promotion in just a moment.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
Right now, we'll talk about Taco Bell and Godzilla and Taco Bell in the Batman movies because they gave you so much cool shit in the build-up to both those.
Speaking of cool shit,
cups.
Check these out. Look at these. These were the Godzilla 98 toys. It's taking me back.
God damn. Remember the cartoon on Fox Kids?
I watched it. This looks just depressing. Look at
Oh, wow.
Godzilla Toho 17-inch vinyl head arms. Kids Nursery. What a lame toy.
Kids Nursery? What the fuck? What? Kids
I just remember. Oh, dude, I remember these banks. These were popular.
Yeah, they were.
Oh, well. There's a whole video on Godzilla's marketing.
Dude,
oh my God,
that, dude, because that's taking me back. I mean, they were doing. There was the one commercial where the Taco Bell Chihuahua had the box and the rope with the stick on it.
Yep.
He's here, lizard. I remember that. Fucking commercial.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that one was played a bunch, and then there was the one where he's doing the thing where he's walking between the buildings and he steals the fucking like the giant taco or whatever, and then just walks away. And the dog's just like, that's my chalupa or some shit. That one was hilarious.
Man, it's crazy to think that the Taco Bell dog's over 20 years old. That dog's probably dead.
Yeah, probably.
He's 6 feet under, or he's fucking buried under somebody's cherry tree.
He was a eat a crunch.
Yeah, they just recycled and put him into rotation. Be like, he's our next Burrito Supremes.
I mean, that's if you're environmentally conscious. That's how you do it.
Oh man, what is it? Soylent Green now? Jesus,
no. Soylent Green is people.
Fucking
a Chihuahua is a dog.
God damn it.
The Chihuahua Chalupa of 1998.
Oh my God.
Where do you think they got the name?
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
God damn, I missed that taco. That level of Taco Bell was unstoppable. Those cups were dope. I'll give you that.
The funny thing is, like, the food has always been
right,
but it used to be marketed so much better. But we're gonna be talking about Taco Bell and shit a lot tonight. I have a feeling. So let's get
Taco Bell and shit. They go hand in hand.
Hopefully, they don't.
You're not wrong, sir.
But so let me read a couple super chats, and we're going to start tonight's main topic because somebody sent in a giant super chat. So first off, Admiral Tiberius says, "Hail the four horsemen of the SJW's doom. And with them comes the great beast Tina Dunham. Dion would rather ride her than a horse."
My man.
When we make our four horsemen of the SJW apocalypse, the three of us will be on horses, and you'll be on Lena Dunham.
There you go.
Just make sure you send her a copy.
Let's make all this shit with you and her on it and just send it to her. Like, what was the black guy that turned her down?
Odell Beckham.
Odell Beckham.
Yep.
I
Odell
promise.
Beckham says no, but Dion Green says yes.
I promise you, I beat Odell Beckham in everything. Said no one fucking ever.
People like me. I coined the phrase honey dicking.
That and the one thing that I have on him is I don't live in Cleveland.
Yeah, but you're closer to Cleveland than I am.
That's true.
I live
But I like you nonetheless.
Admiral Tiberius, thank you very much. Ham Sandwich, thank you. Just watched Terminator trailer. I hope this franchise will go the way of Cobra Kai rather than The Last Jedi. What's your sentiment, fellas? I think we all agree with you that we'd rather have another Cobra Kai on our hands than The Last Jedi.
Yes.
Well, I mean, like that. Well, and that's the way you revive a franchise. It's that way. They're just beating a already buried dead horse with Terminator. Like, it's been done for a while now. I don't know why you're still trying to get it going. Like, Arnold's gonna be dead soon, and all he's gonna have are like, some movie like the 3 or 4 shitty Terminator movies he was in. Like,
speaking of Arnold being dead, did you see that video of that kid attacking him in South Africa?
Trying to fucking drop kick him, and the Terminator barely moved. God damn, that's a tough 70-year-old.
Whew, yeah. Don't fuck with him, man. Do not fuck with him. But yeah, I mean, even then, like, it's over. And he's the face of the franchise. I get it, but like, move on. Either make something different or make something better, which you haven't yet. You've had so many movies to try and you haven't. So move on.
Well, I guess and that's. I guess that's another thing to point out is, as much as we shit out Star Wars, and rightfully so, that's a common thing amongst franchises. It's and I get it. I get it's hard to make a movie. I'm not saying that it's easy, but you can tell where the effort is. We just got done talking about John Wick. The effort there is fucking off the charts. They're not trying to make another statement. They're not trying to get you to believe something. They're not trying to convince you of anything. They have a fucking idea and a fantastic franchise. Fucking Terminator and Star Wars are great examples of motherfuckers who get all this source material and all this power to use that source material, and they can't make a good trailer. I mean, outside of I did like the Force Awakens trailer, but they can't make very good trailers. When they have an opportunity to make a movie with the original cast, they fuck it up. When they have an opportunity to use it with good young movie stars, they fuck it up. And it is kind of refreshing to know that it's not just a Star Wars problem, but goddamn, I mean, people that get paid millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, can't make good franchises, and it's weird. It's the weirdest fucking thing.
It is. Terminator should have been ended decades ago. Sorry to beat a dead horse. No.
Oh,
seriously.
No.
5 years ago.
I totally agree.
Well, remember growing up, they had the awesome Terminator toys. That plastic shit that you could put with a Terminator skeleton.
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh yeah. The bowling thing. Like dude, my brother is a giant Terminator fan. Huge. I think he dressed as Terminator for Halloween. He had like the face piece and everything with like the little red blinking light. Like, it was crazy. I actually bought him that for him. I think it was double the price at a convention. It was not real bad, the price, but it was not that good either. But I bought it for him for his birthday, and he loves it. I think he played with it like once, and it didn't work correctly. He's like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna put it away in the closet and just keep it there." I'm like, "All right, awesome."
If they made something like that new with like the new rubber to put on the figures, I'd probably buy it.
Yeah, same here.
I put it over Wolverine or some shit like that.
Oh God, did you hear the Wolverine petition
for Dan DeVito? Yeah.
Yes. The one that I actually endorsed here on the channel officially.
Oh God, it was man, it's hilarious.
I mean, who doesn't want what is he, 5'1"? That's the perfect height.
4'11", something like that. Yeah, he's not a very tall dude.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Well, when you Google Danny DeVito, the third option is Danny DeVito Wolverine.
Good. It's getting traction then. That's good.
Oh, here we go. These images are amazing. Hold on. What would happen if they actually? So who would the rest of the gang play in the X-Men then?
Who cares?
Oh, God.
As long as it's Danny DeVito's Wolverine.
Dennis is Cyclops. Sweet D is Kitty Pryde, and Charlie is Professor X.
Well, what about Mac?
Ooh, Matt.
Colossus, he's got all that.
Yep, he's Colossus. He's a badass.
Yeah,
he's insecure.
What do you think of that? Right there.
In all honesty, if this were true and they did this, I would go watch it in a heartbeat. I don't care what the trailer looked like. I'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna go fucking support this because this is ridiculous, and I'm happy about it.
dude, we're doing it for the channel. If it happens, we're doing it for the channel.
Yeah, it would be wonderful. I would be 100% down for this.
I mean, don't you see the resemblance between Dan DeVito and Hugh Jackman?
It works perfectly.
I mean, from the right angle, it's the same guy. I'm just putting that out there. I mean, the glasses kind of throw you off, but still, I definitely love the idea.
I dropped my magnum claws.
This is the world we live in, folks. We're man-cheated to be Wolverine.
which I'm totally totally down for. I want them to take the ridiculous route with a lot of these things. Like, why the fuck not? And honestly, I think Hugh Jackman would not give a shit, and he would be like, fuck it, whatever, it's fine.
I feel like the only person that Hugh Jackman would allow, because I don't care what anyone says, that motherfucker refuses to not play Wolverine. He would be like, you know what? The torch has been passed to the right man, Danny the DeVito.
Did you say Danny the DeVito?
Danny the DeVito.
Well, if there's only one DeVito, it's Danny. Cool. Let's see. Dr. Coffindale says the Phantom Menace is my favorite of the prequels. Darth Maul and no Hayden Christensen. Well, you know what? I think it's the perfect time to start right there, talking about our main feature for the evening. So before we do, folks, give us a thumbs up. I would say a simple request from a simple man, but I'm not Super Jack. So give us a thumbs up to help us out. Give us a thumbs up for the Phantom Menace. How sound good, guys?
Yeah, if we get 1,000 views, 1,000 likes, you'll make him happy.
Yeah, I can't give you a Good Morning Pop Culture because I'm only running on 5 hours of sleep. But yeah, 1,000 thumbs up. Anyway, I don't even think 1,000 people are watching right now. We usually get a lot of our viewers in the archived edition. Got to catch it live though for the fun, folks. But so let's go back in time to 1999, 20 years ago. So Dion, Nick, Kendo, close your eyes and imagine what you were doing in 99. Myself, I was playing Nintendo 64 in the same house. I had a little JVC television, and I had a VCR, and I thought I was on top of the world because we also had a PlayStation in the house. So I was still working my way through Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, and I was playing baseball. And right about...
Your big ass playing baseball.
I was one of the best hitters on the team because I have great eye-hand coordination. I can knock the shit out of the ball. That was the benefit of being, a foot and a half taller than every fourth grader. So that's where I was.
Anybody who's met Jeff and seen him in person, that's the size he was in fourth grade.
Yeah. My teachers were afraid to give me anything below an A, so that's why I have the best grades possible. Yeah. I didn't work for them. I just, got them out of fear. No, but I distinctly remember everything about this movie's build. I remember I was already a Star Wars fan for many years, so I had all my toys. I had seen the movies countless times where I could memorize the lines and stuff. I had read books. I was already a huge diehard Star Wars fan. And this was right in that weird era. Dion, you'll remember this, where Star Wars wasn't that popular again. Yep. You had the special edition that had come out, and you had the toys, and some of the video games were out. But it wasn't like it became after the prequels where more people were like, oh, Star Wars is back. Like, we were into it when it was still kind of like that weird old thing for a lot of kids. Mm-hmm. And, this movie comes out, and I'll never forget, we talked about the Taco Bell, the KFC, and the Pizza Hut tie-ins. Those were awesome. You had that chick, the Taco Bell dog, and that one in Colonel Sanders. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Before I get too far into it, Dion, tell me where you were in 1999 in the build-up.
Well, like you, I was in fifth grade for part of 1999. I remember, obviously, the build-up. I remember the Super Bowl spot from the previous year when they were, they released a teaser for episode 9, and then slowly they kept releasing shit. And then I remember, because again, like you, I was huge into Star Wars, and I was one of, and like he said, and that's not an exaggeration, anyone that's a huge Star Wars fan remembers, especially when they're our age or older, around our age or older, you were the only Star Wars fan in your group of friends, or you were one of very few Star Wars friends in your group of friends. So I remember they were releasing the toys. They had right before the movie came out, right around the time the movie came out, my mom bought me a bunch of the figures. They bought me the fucking Jedi Comlink. My mom bought me the Jedi Comlink. The previous 2 years. My mom went out and got the VHS of the special edition for me specifically because I love Star Wars so goddamn much. Brought me some of those toys. 99 hits rolls around. We used to have these end of the year parties where I would invite a bunch of kids from my class, and the entire theme that summer going into that fall was Star Wars. So we lived on a farm, so my mom went and bought a shit ton of fucking posters, the episode 1 posters. And before the movie came out, the poster came out where it was Darth Maul and he was blocking Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon. And then, because that was right when they said that Obi-Wan was a Padawan then. And oh my God, I had like 3 copies of that poster. Randomly hanging around my fucking house. Like I think I put one in the goddamn kitchen on the refrigerator, and my parents were like, "You can't put it on the refrigerator. We can't open the refrigerator. Put it somewhere else." I mean, it was fucking crazy. And then the movie. Thank you. The movie came out. You got it because you did crazy shit like that too back then.
Not that crazy. I didn't ever put Star Wars on my.
Not on the refrigerator. You got it. You get me. You get me, bro. You get me, Brad. And then the movie came out. I didn't see it right away. Like my parents kept fucking putting it off. And I think I didn't see episode 1 until a month after it came out. Like it was a while until I finally saw it. But oh my God, 99 was a fucking Star Wars whirlwind. And then I started reading the Scholastic Jedi Apprentice series books that came out that year. Oh my fucking God, dude. I was already obsessed with Star Wars then. 99, oh my God. It's a travesty that kid grew up to see this Star Wars now, because I was obsessed with Star Wars back then.
Nick, where were you 99?
99, I was in the 8th grade in a small town in Tennessee. No, I was probably like you guys. Like I was, amongst my cousins, I was the only one who liked Star Wars, and they kept giving me shit for it, because they all liked, mainly things like wrestling and sports and stuff. So like, oh, you like science fiction, Star Wars, you're nerdy, you're not cool. So I was like, oh, whatever, didn't give a shit. Had my really really nice Darth Vader, I guess helmet that I kept in pristine condition even to this day. Had various lightsabers, was pumped about this movie when it came out, when I heard about it. I think me and my friend Brad were just all about it, man. I was real obsessed with it. I didn't see it weekend up. I think I saw it like the next weekend or something, because I think my mom couldn't get tickets at the time, in enough time or whatever. And so we went like that next weekend or early in the week or whatever. I don't know. We did something to where we watched it, and it wasn't that difficult to get seats, but it was awesome, man. I loved it. Yeah, I remember all the promotional stuff happening with it as well. Like every company had something for it, and it was insane. It was all over TV all the time. It was ridiculous. It was so much fun though. But that was a time when like you said, Jeff, it wasn't that big, but when this came out, people kind of got back into it a little bit, and the toys came out and everything came out for it, and it was a good time to be a Star Wars fan around that time. I feel it was a lot of fun, even though the movies were okay. It was it was still a really good time.
Yeah, I'll talk about it after Kendo goes. Kendo.
I remember it quite well. I was in 10th grade at the time, and actually this week, I remember a lot of the events very vividly, because there was a lot of big things that happened in my life during this week. Most of it sports related. Actually, today is the 20th anniversary of Owen Hart, dying.
I was going to bring that up.
Yeah, because I remember that, because I was at work that night, and my buddy called me to tell me, because he's like, "Hey, I know you like him a lot. He's one of your favorites." Yeah. Well, he's dead. Well, shit.
Wasn't that in Missouri?
Kansas City.
Yeah, I thought that's where the pay-per-view was.
Over the Arena.
Have you ever been there?
I've not been to the Kemper Arena, unless it's been renamed since then to the Sprint Center. Then yes, I've been there, but I don't think it's the same place. But yeah, I mean, I remember because when the special editions came out, me and my buddy Brandon went and saw him at the midnight showing. It got us back into Star Wars. It got him back into it, got me into it. big time. So for like the next few years, I mean, that's all I did was watch the trilogy once every week or 2 weeks. Played a lot of Nintendo 64 when I wasn't working and playing baseball and whatnot. And so the lead up to it, I was working at a grocery store, so the marketing was huge because PepsiCo had all the different characters on cans.
Yep.
And so I had them all too, because there was a lot of damaged PepsiCo products that came through the grocery section of that store. And I just was picking off the ones. I was like, oh, I don't have that one. Oh, I don't have that one. Oh, I don't have that one. And Taco Bell. I remember the Taco Bell shit because we would go to Taco Bell like once every few days, specifically to try to get the Star Wars toys that were coming out, like the Cloud City thing and the little Yoda in the box and all that shit. And it was a lot of fun. And just the lead up to it. I mean, I remember the exact day. Well, we got tickets. We went and saw it the night it came out at midnight because that's back when it was still a thing. But I remember leaving school that day, the lead up to it. Went home, did a few things, went over, was hanging out with this chick, then left. So her dad showed up. That was a great story. And ran through the woods area to get over to Brandon's subdivision because he was like close to me. We had to cut through like the woods and stuff to get there. We hung out at his house, played 64. Just waiting, stayed up, saw the movie, got back to his house. We were all pumped. It's like, holy shit, that was awesome. Even though in hindsight, the movie was terrible, but it was the experience that was awesome. And then went to school on like 3.5 hours sleep and told everybody about the movie.
See, for as much of a Star Wars fan as I was, and sometimes am, I didn't see the movie until Austin Powers came out because my grandma took me to see it. I guess that would have been whenever June of '99. So I saw it about 3 or 4 weeks later. Not really an issue because when I saw it, I watched it and I didn't like it, and so I kind of stopped watching Star Wars for a while. I've told this story on the channel before, and my mom bought it for me on tape because I had to know if I hated it, and to this day, she still complains. She's like, I bought you that movie on tape and you watched it one time. And I watched it one time. And then I never owned a movie. I never owned any of the prequels outside of the Blu-ray versions. I didn't do any of that shit. So I really didn't like this movie from a young age, the young age of 10 years old. I was just like, I don't like this. I didn't like Jar Jar. The lightsaber duel was cool. I had the Obi-Wan and Darth Maul figures, and that was it. I had no desire to do anything outside of play the pod racing game, which you cannot deny was amazing.
It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah, it was.
Dion, unmute yourself.
I saw episode 1. I believe Brandon and I saw it about 8 times in theaters. Not because we loved the movie or anything. It was just one of those, we have nothing else to do. Hey, let's go to the movie. And eventually by the 7th, 8th time, there was like nobody in the theater. So we started just pelting the screen and shit with debris whenever Jar Jar was on screen. Because we hated him from the get-go.
Oh, yeah, it's a bad character.
Essentially, it was,
That's
hey, let's
hilarious.
go see Star Wars and sit there for 2 hours just to get to the end.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. As being 10, I fucking loved the movie. Thank you for reminding me to unmute myself. But I really loved it. But then too, like I would talk about it, and the only thing I would talk about would be the pod race and the final lightsaber battle.
Yeah, exactly.
Other than that, I was just like, damn, And then, I was, I would recap the movie, but then I didn't start like really looking at it until like 2003, being in 8th grade, and I was just like, this movie isn't very good. And then it was kind of just downhill until the Revenge of the Sith. But yeah, man, like I remember, seeing that lightsaber battle, up to that point, it was the fastest one. And I was like, oh my God, Ray Park plays him. Oh my God, Darth Maul's fucking awesome. Young Obi-Wan Kenobi. And after you get a little older, you're like, I mean, I don't need to see him as a Padawan, but whatever, and then, I especially after that first viewing, man, I was just like, holy shit, watch it all the time. And then after a while, you're just like, hold up. That's Darth Vader? That chick's supposed to be like 14? What the fuck?
Yeah, there were a lot of questions that were in that movie. I think this was one of the first full experiences of George, unfettered George Lucas, where he had complete creative control.
Yep.
And the Disney era sucks. I'm not gonna lie, I hate those movies. But Episode 1 has some questionable moments that even the producers at the time didn't have the nerve to question George on. And I think if you would have had a Gary Kurtz, you could have had a much tighter prequel trilogy.
Oh, definitely. But no, I do remember watching the trailer the first time and seeing the double lightsaber, and I think everybody had that same reaction. It's like, holy shit!
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
It's
if you
a
guys
double
remember,
rainbow lightsaber.
people used to go to see the movie just to watch the trailer. They were paying for some Fox movie, and then
That's true. Yes.
I'm just trying to think back. Maybe one of my reasons for getting out of Star Wars right after this film, besides being disappointed, was that there were other things that were vying for my attention. It did take, and this isn't an exaggeration, it took 3 years for me to get back into Star Wars. It took till the release of Episode 2. Now, I'm not all negative about this film because I guess about, I don't know, the 3D re-release, which would have been about 8 years ago or so, I started not really softening my stance, but maybe appreciating the movie more. I'm not saying it's great. I'm not saying it doesn't have issues. It's got tons of issues. It doesn't even come close to what the original trilogy achieved, but it does have some really, really, really great moments. I mean, we talked about the lightsaber duel, but the opening's pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when he's on the, what is that? The Trade Federation starship.
Yeah.
Qui-Gon cuts through and it plays the
Oh, dude. Yeah, when that happens. Shit. Yeah.
And the Viceroy starts freaking out and shit, and then the droidicas roll up, and then and then they take off running, and you're like, wow, holy shit, what's supposed to be better than Jedi Knights? I mean, that shit was insane, you know?
I remember all the Lego Technics I got from all the droids you could build. I remember doing, oh man, that was so much fun.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh my god, that shit was fucking crazy. And I specifically remember, obviously the opening was huge for me. And it's like, oh my god, you're gonna see the actual Jedi Council, and this is when there's more than 3 of them at a time, and and I just remember being a kid and seeing another protocol droid, and it's a chick. I was like, oh my god, holy shit, that's not C-3PO being fucking annoying. Oh my god.
He's not crashing all the time. What's going on?
Yeah, that shit was oh my god, that was fucking crazy. And then obviously, as time goes on, you're kind of like, wow, this is pretty fucking convoluted for a Star Wars movie. But
I think a lot of it was like we didn't understand what trade federations and tariffs and blockade. I mean, we knew what a blockade was, but there were certain elements. Because I were smart kids. Your mom was a teacher. I went to private school. Like, we knew more than your average 4th grader. And even that movie was just like, what are they talking about? There were a lot of moments like you watch the original Star Wars flick and you understand everything. It's an all ages flick.
Yeah, it's very basic. Like, it just gives you it makes everything very accessible for everybody is what it does. But yeah, the beginning of Episode 1 is like, trade federations and tariffs. It's like, what? What is this? The Nixon administration? What's going on right now?
Right after Nam.
Yeah. Space Nam.
Spam?
Yep.
Loudy loves it.
Good for him.
You're the one that likes it too.
I don't love it as much as he does.
That's true. His mom makes like a spam sushi dish.
Awful.
What the fuck?
Even I won't eat that.
Jesus Christ.
He used to offer. Lottie is really generous, so he would always be like, "Hey man, you want to try a piece?" And back in high school, I'm just like, "Nope."
Smart man.
He used to take spam sushi to lunch.
Yeah, dude. He had an interesting. I think he even had chopsticks for it. I could be
Oh,
wrong.
he was that kid. Shit.
Please tell me he got beat up for that shit.
No, you gotta understand. I went to high school with him, but he was a year younger, so I would just eat lunch with him, and I wouldn't see him until either the very beginning of school or the very end. So
he might have got beat up for it, you just don't know.
I never had a black eye.
He wanted a black guy.
He's scrappy. Don't worry. Loudy's a fighter. He can hold his own.
That's good.
So a lot of people are commenting on Episode 1, so let me read some of these super chats. We're not done talking about the film. Don't worry, folks.
Ooh.
So Salvador says, watch his Terminator trailer. And then he goes, in my best Jerry Seinfeld impression. I'm not even going to try to do it, because usually it's like, what about this? So let's see. It's a movie about nothing. Also, Jawsing. I'm just bad at this game.
Yeah.
Well, happy birthday again, Salvador.
I guess Jawsing would be Jaws is an old man from the Bond movies, and he lost his teeth and he can't eat anything anymore. He has to use a straw.
No, that'd just be called gumming.
Yeah. Something totally different.
My favorite type of blowjob.
Oh, put the kids to bed. I'm trying to think. Could you? The Phantom Menacing. That just sounds like a broken title. If you try to put ing on the end of. Okay,
Yeah,
so
that one
let's
doesn't
see.
work.
Star Wars: A New Hoping, The Empire Strikes Backing, Return of the Jedi. No, The Phantom Menacing, Attack of the Clonesing, Revenge of the Sithing. None of those make sense. If you put ING.
Jedi, you're just waving you're just waving your lightsaber around, and making whoosh noises.
Yeah.
You mean your real lightsaber or your,
Dealer's choice.
Yeah. We don't want to put a negative mental image in our listeners' brains.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Or
folks.
do we?
We apologize in advance thoroughly.
Yeah. It's like that line in Kingpin, glow in the dark condoms. Those are fun even when you're by yourself.
Our friend Darth Tico says, "World class at my graduation." Oh yeah, baby. Well, congratulations, Darth Tico.
Congrats, man. That's awesome.
We got to hang out with you, which was a
Congratulations.
lot of fun. But now you're an adult. Well, you're already an adult, but you graduated, so congratulations, dude. Kevithar
now on to college debt and trying to find a job.
I think he went to well, I don't want to tell his personal information on air, but he told us about what he's doing. It's pretty awesome. He's not, he'll be fine.
Oh, okay, yeah, no problem. Then.
It's not like I got to spend 6 hours in the stacks trying to write a paper.
Yeah. God, I don't miss college anymore. I used to, and now I'm just like, I'm pretty happy where I am. So college was awesome, but I don't want to go back and relive it. That's what coming to Michigan is for, Dion.
Goddamn right it is.
So Kevithar1038 sent in a huge $50 super chat. So thank you very much, Kevithar, and thank you for waiting. Hello, world-class bullshitters. Story time. My 2-year-old daughter argued with my wife about Kylo Ren. Kid said he was a stormtrooper and wouldn't be convinced anything else. At no prompting or anything, even she could tell he wasn't the real bad guy material. So proud.
That's a smart kid right there.
Yeah.
She ain't gonna pick no pussy.
Well, today when I was making, well, not today, but when I made the Star Wars video that's kicking ass, by the way, folks, if you haven't watched it, check it out. I talked about J.J. Abrams talking about the sins of the father and, the oppressed and all this stuff. And it's hard to be rooting for the heroes and, thinking they're oppressed under these tyrants when your villains just throw bitch fits and, take off their helmet and crush it and can't handle it and get made fun of by a weaker villain. It's bad storytelling.
Yeah, I mean, in the first movie when the villain nukes a fucking planet because he just wants to show how powerful he is. Yeah, that gives him some fucking balls right there, some gravitas. So yeah, that makes him the baddest motherfucker in all the galaxy immediately.
Well, and I think you talk about bad storytelling, and that's all very true, right? Because even fucking children are picking up on it. But again, you're not. Clearly, they wanted a franchise, and I have no problem, beating this horse over and over again. But you set up a terrible stepping stone for the next part of your franchise, for the next level of your character. So you have this guy who is, for all intents and words, a pussy. Period. That you cannot explain to me how Kylo Ren's not a pussy. He's complaining about his dad. He wants to be someone else, and then all of a sudden he's chasing. He's a pussy. There's no way that even if somehow J.J. Abrams turns a leaf and decides that he all of a sudden knows how to make a complete story, there's nothing about this character that's frightening, intimidating, interesting because of two bad movies. And that's not me being a shitty fan or being a troll. Even people who love the movie, there's not a single villain that he's better than in any other film of any other franchise of any other genre. He was not built to last over a fucking franchise. Any other movie franchise, Kylo Ren's the first guy dead. That type of character, dead. Not interesting. Period. You know, and that's what's so goddamn frustrating is, you know, it's bad storytelling, it's bad, right? But also, they made it clear they wanted a franchise, and they couldn't even build up their own fucking characters. They strapped a rocket to their back and shot them up without you having anything to give a shit about. Nothing.
Mm-mm. It's weird to hear all this Star Wars news, and if you read the Vanity Fair article, there's all kinds of loaded language, and they're talking about the future of Star Wars. But it's weird. It's like the stuff J.J. Abrams and Kathleen Kennedy talk about. When I read those quotes, I go, "Are we watching the same movies? Like, do you guys realize what you've made does not match the pseudo intellectual gibberish that you're spouting off to a magazine to try to look a certain way?" It's like, JJ, we get it. You're a big nerd, okay? You like Steven Spielberg, you rip off his shit. If you could make Indiana Jones your own, you'd do it tomorrow, but you can't.
God, don't give him that chance.
No, Spielberg's still alive, and he'll probably outlive J.J. Abrams. Like, J.J. Abrams buys into his own hype. He'll try to do some triple shit, with the blood transfusion. He'll just, bleed out on his carpet or something. I don't know.
God.
But J.J. Abrams, he is not a favorite of this channel. He's no Richard Donner. He's not diverse.
No, because all he is a master copycat. That's all he is. What the fuck is Dion doing over there?
What, Dion?
I'm not doing anything.
Every time you move in your chair, it's like you're cranking something.
Are you in your workshop working on your 65 GTO or something?
Just picking up my chair. No, I'll reposition. I scratched my butt cheek a second ago. My bad.
Do you have the right mic picked? Because it sounds like you're talking through your computer mic.
No. Do I sound really close right now?
No.
It's the USB fucking mic. Let me see. Make sure.
Yeah,
USB. It's the
Extra
USB audio
sensitive.
device. Yeah. USB, baby. It's not my computer mic.
Okay. It's funny. We barely hear you, but we can hear this every time you move. It's just like, Jesus, dude. You're in the woofer.
Fuck, I don't know what's going on over here.
I apologize to anyone in advance who's listening to this through the use of headphones. You're now deaf, and I'm sorry. If you would like to contact Dion Green, just shoot us an email, worldclassbs@mail.com.
Me. If they can't hear me, I ain't blowing your ears out. It's these Neanderthals laughing at my jokes.
Yeah. Well, anyway, back to Kevathar 113 about the Kylo Ren thing. Disney has basically written themselves into a hole that they can't get out of within one film. The 2-hour, 20-minute time span is not going to be enough. I think, blockbuster consumers, and I don't mean, the video chain, but fans of blockbuster films, after Avengers, kind of expect a little more depth to their characters. Look at Thanos. If Thanos would have just appeared in Endgame, as hollow as he was, without Infinity War to build him up, that movie wouldn't have made as much as it did, and people wouldn't have been, freaking out over this movie. But with Star Wars, they just haven't done it, and it's all by choice. It's not like somebody sat down with a legal pad and said, here are our 3 films, these are our characters, and this is what we want to do, and now let's figure out how to get from A to Z. They didn't. They said, okay, we bought Star Wars, we need to cash in. Like, the first problem right there is you don't worry about story, you worry about cashing in. And cashing in is great, but the reason George Lucas made billions and billions of dollars on Star Wars is because it's a good story, a great story that really appeals to generations of people. You can look at Dion. We became friends over Star Wars and a few other things. We've met older people, younger people. It brings, millions and millions of people together because it's a good story.
Right.
The only funny thing about the new Disney stuff and characters like Kylo Ren is it brings people together over the stupidity of Disney. Like, how many people have found our channel and went, this guy knows what he's talking about. I hated The Last Jedi. Subscribe, and now they're,
around 120,000, so.
Yeah. At the rate we're going, we could theoretically hit 120,000 by the end of this show.
I mean, I'm totally okay with that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, we only need 63 more.
I mean, nice. Let's get with it, motherfuckers. But, I mean, and again, that's definitely a great example of the difference between, you can say it's generational or whatever, but, the previous, even, to an extent, the prequels, there wasn't this underlining desire to convince the fans of something. There wasn't this disingenuous agenda beneath the movies. And even in as annoying and as frustrating as The Phantom Menace is as frustrating as Attack of the Clones is, you know, you could tell that George Lucas still loved Star Wars and wanted you to see Star Wars. And these new movies, you know, they're trying to convince you of something. They're trying to tell you that, hey, you know, this is the right thing. You might like something else, but this is the right thing. And this is the future, whether you like it or not, all the while forgetting that, hey, in order for you to do something else, I have to give you my money. And people like me have to give you my money. And other people have to buy your shit. You know, there's a reason why the biggest thing about Star Wars Celebration was the most shit being sold was shit from the original trilogy, was shit from the prequels. You know, how many fucking things did we walk by where the new trilogy, all those fucking toys were still there
and clearanced.
And
that last day people wanted to get them out, you know.
Well, even everything's on clearance the last day, but the fucking new trilogy was way cheaper. You had shit for $1 or less. I mean, you know, and you know, which is crazy because when they tell you that shit, oh well, this is the future, and the Force is female, and she's a great character, and he's a great character, and heroes do this now. You know, you're like, no, they fucking don't, because people don't buy that shit. Luke Skywalker wasn't trying to sell me anything. Fucking Ray is trying to sell me T-shirts, and I'm good because I said I'm good. Where the other characters showed it. Han Solo was a badass, but he showed he was a good guy, as opposed to, I don't know how I'm doing this, but I'm doing it. Like that's crazy. That's crazy talk. You know, and it's so different. It's just, you know, especially, you know, on thinking about The Phantom Menace, it's just, you know, it's night and day now, man. It's two way different Star Wars.
I just can't believe it's already been 20 years.
I know, seriously.
Well, you talked about different Star Wars. I'll admit, I was a little hesitant to accept a Han Solo-less Star Wars, but over the years, I became fine with it. And by the time we got to episode 3, not only did I, you know, come to terms with, you know, prequel era Star Wars, I came to like it, especially with episode 3, the Clone Wars animated show, the eventual CGI one. And to me, it all feels like one part of the big saga. But this new stuff feels like a dark mark. And it's not like I'm intentionally telling myself to hate it. It's just a, you know, how anyone else reacts to not liking something. It's just a natural reaction. And I don't think I'll ever, you know, get that feeling like, oh, I hated these movies, but now I, you know, either appreciate them or they're just okay. I don't think I'll ever get that.
I don't know. Well, if the Game of Thrones ones are even worse than this, and these ones will probably look back at these and be like, man, these weren't that bad.
Well, I think, Jeff made the joke earlier, or not the joke, but he was talking about, what's his name was saying, hey, Avatar was a flash in the pan and left no goddamn imprint. That's Star Wars. Like, remember Avatar? It was 3D and it's visionary and the effects are crazy and they're blue people and there's alien nipples and shit. And then 2 years later, you're talking about Marvel. You're talking about the next Marvel movie. People love, the only reason why The Last Jedi is even talked about is because it was so bad and so divisive. People have forgotten about The Force Awakens already. And that was 4 years ago. Like, no matter what the Star Wars and the Disney apologists say, they don't talk about The Force Awakens. They don't bring up, well, they did this in The Force Awakens. They don't say, oh, well, this part of The Force Awakens was Star Wars. They always talk about, oh, well, The Last Jedi is not as bad as people say it is. Or, Rose Tico she's a brave, Tran is a brave actress. They never talk about the impact of it on Star Wars. The only thing that gets discussed amongst everyone, whether they liked it or not, is how divisive the movie is. Even the prequels didn't do that. Obviously, people hated fucking Jar Jar, but Darth Maul was a fucking beloved character. The fucking Clone Wars, the series, and when the movie came out, people fucking loved it. Count Dooku in Attack of the Clones. People, obviously it was weird, but the fucking, them going to Geonosis was fucking awesome. Seeing, the Jedi fight in the arena was cool. You don't have any of that with these new movies. You can't even nitpick good shit. The only thing that you talk about in terms of action in these movies.
I just realized what you said. You can't even nitpick good shit.
That you got you.
Sorry.
You got that joke. My man. That's why we're friends. But the only thing action-wise that gets talked about of the new trilogy, or even just the first two movies, is how they fucking edited out a weapon because the fucking dude who even choreographed the fight forgot that a guy had two weapons in two separate hands. That's the only thing that gets talked about. They don't say that that's a cool scene. They don't talk about the Praetorian Guards are so cool. They say, hey, did you see where they had to edit out a weapon because Rey fucking was choreographed to be an idiot. and I'm hey, people can disagree with me. That's cool. You can think what you want to think, but you cannot tell me that anyone talks about how fucking cool those movies are. Even the people who like it don't say that shit. No one does.
Yeah, I love when you ask them to explain what they like, and they just go, "Well," and they just start spouting off the shit that Disney. Well, it was shot on set. They were,
doesn't like none of that. Like, even if it was shot on, like fucking Kodak 35mm film using an old school camera, I could give two fucks what it's shot on or where it is. If it's a good story and a good movie, I will give you my money multiple times and I'll rewatch it and talk about it till the end of time. But if it's shit, I'll do the exact same thing.
Or they repeat talking points. So when you say, "Hey, what did you love about the new Star Wars movies?" Well, it was a story about a brave woman. Blah, blah. No, that's not what I asked you. I asked you specific. Star Wars nerds around the fucking world can point out. I loved when Han Solo shot Greedo in the face. I loved when the look on Obi-Wan's face when he cut that dude's fucking arm off when he attacked Luke. I fucking love that moment. It's hilarious when Darth Vader goes, "I haven't felt a presence since," and then doesn't finish his sentence and then fucking walks off. People can tell you specific, even the trilogy. I fucking loved, how weird and clearly fucking off the cuff Watto was. People can tell you specific moments. You fucking you ask people about this new trilogy. Well, they gotta tell you a fucking a selling point. Oh well, I love how it's a
so
young
diverse.
woman. It's so diverse. Like, that's not what I asked you. I love how she makes it a point to tell someone that she doesn't need to hold their hand. What? That's not what I fucking asked you. What part of the movie do you like? Not the implication of the movie. Tell me what you liked in the movie. They can't even address that shit. It's just
Well, thankfully, Kevithar 1013's daughter can pick that up really early.
That's good. That's good. That's going to be a skill, something for the rest of her life.
Nate Upside Down says, "I saw The Phantom Menace in theaters when I was 8, then recorded it on VHS. I watched it 8 times in a single day because I could. I was obsessed. The Last Jedi could eat my crumbs."
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's The Phantom Menace is great, but God, there still are Star Wars moments. Not a fucking a battle station that's clearly a copy of the previous battle station.
Just bigger.
Just bigger and fires through hyperspace. What? Okay, that's not how that works, but okay, cool.
And if there's any parallels between like Anakin and Luke, they're a father-son. They're meant to be like, they go down they're like the opposite sides of the same coin, but one has a tragic ending, one has a happy ending. There's no third side with like a character like Rey, so what's the purpose of even trying, But somehow they do try, and they give you the most bland, useless protagonist of any. Can you come up with a more useless protagonist for a main billion-dollar franchise?
No, you got to think real fucking hard for a billion-dollar franchise. I mean, the fact that and I was very proud of Star Wars fans picking up on this shit. In order for them to sell Rise of the Skywalker, fucking Kathleen Kennedy has to go, well, it might not even mean Rey. Like, then why the fuck name it that? That she's supposed to be the main character. If it doesn't have anything to do with her, why name the whole film that? And even if you're lying, you have to lie.
It's probably Kylo because he's kind of a Skywalker.
But even then, if he's not the villain, then what story are you telling?
Exactly.
Even we talk about the Phantom Menace. They said the Phantom Menace, and I remember people, so many, Entertainment Tonight had a whole feature on, well, what do they mean by the Phantom Menace? You didn't have George Lucas coming out, well, it could not mean anything. It could just be I love the word phantom. He didn't say that shit. You had, and this is before the fucking the true arrival of internet personalities doing conspiracy theories on movies. Everyone was like, well, what is that? Phantom Menace? Oh my god, what does that mean? Everyone was fixated on what that fucking meant. This one, you have to have the fucking person in control of Lucasfilm give you a fucking honey dick in order to keep you interested in the movie. That's fucking crazy, people. That's insane.
Uncultured Barbarian says they don't have enough beer and weed in the state of Wisconsin to get me to see the new Terminator flick with the LGBT 1000.
Shit.
I'm gonna try to watch it for free. I'm not paying for that shit. I am not paying for that shit.
Well, you're going to be our Samoan on the street, and you're going to give us a summary. When does it come out? November?
November 1st, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, Dion, it's so close to your birthday. You turned 30 right after Terminator. Yay.
Oh, hey, mindless entertainment, go fuck yourself.
And when you're done fucking yourself, Dion,
go fuck yourself.
you damn right. Darth Vader's disembodied charred phallus sent in a super chat.
Jesus.
It's good. It's good something made it.
Yeah. Day 45 on the shores of Mustafar. I've been renamed. Anakin used to call me his little pod racer, but today a droid kept pointing at me, calling me Roger Roger. I miss Padme.
Holy shit. Did George Carlin come back from the dead and make that specific fucking joke? Jesus Christ.
That's good shit. I like that.
I just love how I had an argument on the High Council about how Darth Vader has no wiener, and now somebody has an account about Darth Vader's severed charred wiener.
And they executed that perfectly. Perfectly.
Bravo to you, sir.
God damn, man. That's good.
Cesario Japan says Jamie Lee Curtis striptease and True Lies. Happy face.
Ooh.
Yes. Oh. Yes. Do some more. Do it. Do some more. Do it.
She was in an episode of Charlie's Angels that was on TV the other day. It was kind of weird seeing Jamie Lee Curtis with long hair.
Yeah, that's super, super, super young Jamie Lee Curtis too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I watch Halloween. I probably watch Halloween every 3 months or so, and she's got long hair in that one. But even then, I'm so used to short-haired, trying to sell you yogurt, Activia style Jamie Lee Curtis that, young, bright, fresh-faced Jamie Lee Curtis, so fresh, so face.
right.
She was just a different-looking person back then. It's bizarre. It's like when you look at videos of The Rock with hair. It's like, wait, he did have hair.
Well, I mean, the other thing too is you go from that super young, super long haired, that fine piece of young age Jamie Lee Curtis, and then you go to her selling yogurt so you can shit better. You're just like, what is happening right now? Why do I have the most confused boner of all time? Yeah, I'll have some yogurt.
I only ever think about trading places, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, there you go.
yes.
There you go.
Yeah, she's in her prime and she gets them out more than once.
Ophelia.
That's right.
You're a prostitute. Come on, Louis. Let's see. Salvador says Disney Star Wars trilogy is less than my boxes to Jeff trilogy. Yes, your boxes that you send to the P.O. box to me are incredible. I got Commissioner Gordon chilling on my desk next to Frank Reynolds now. So thank you, Salvador. And again, happy birthday. Logan Michael Anti-Funko Pop says, horse, I paid $2.99 for that. You are welcome, Dion.
My man.
Commander Cody 17 says Lena Dunham makes diabetes seem low calorie.
Shit.
Shit, man. That's a good one.
The Grand Inquisitor. Let's see. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, the Grand Inquisitor. I still have the Godzilla 98 soundtrack on CD for the Rage Against the Machine song. At least you guys aren't talking about Game of Thrones. Party boom!
Can you rip that and send that to me? Don't send it to the channel. Send it to me specifically.
Yeah, Nick Utam.
Care of
14 Samoa. You know what's funny? The people actually listening to last week's episode were posting about the Munsters in our Facebook group today.
Oh yeah. I saw that.
I was like, well played, group. Well played. Goddamn.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember seeing one of the posts was about Mockingbird Lane. Yeah, they were trying to I think FX was trying to sexy it up or something.
Yeah.
Well, because when I think
weird.
about sex appeal, I think about Herman fucking Munster.
Yeah.
I just want to drive my thumbs in your eyeballs, you sexy bastard.
And then
Oh
you're
God.
no, but Grand Inquisitor, yeah, I don't watch Game of Thrones, so I know it's all the rage right now. But don't worry, we're not going to start covering it because there's really not much to say on our end. There's rumors that Benioff and Weiss are writing the Old Republic movie, which apparently has just been announced or some shit. With Star Wars, it's like they announced way too much, way too soon. It's hard to care anymore at this point.
Well, again, they're trying to hustle you. So again, that was the same reason right after The Last Jedi came out, they announced Rian Johnstein's fucking trilogy. Now they're saying, oh well, people shit on that. Let's announce something else real quick. Game of Thrones. We talked to them. They're gonna do something. Old Republic. Boom. They're gonna do that. Old Republic because hey, everyone is already going to start shitting on Rise of the Skywalker. It's really bad hustlers trying to hustle money out of you, and it's fucking.
Well,
ridiculous.
did you get a chance to see that article that says it's going to end the Jedi and the Sith with the Rise of Skywalker?
Yep. And I was just like,
God, really?
They're full of shit.
Lame.
You're going to end the one thing that people love?
Yeah. You're basically ending Star Wars that way by just doing it like we're ending both things that matter in these movies. Good job.
Does that mean Rey dies?
What?
I said, does that mean Rey dies?
I can only
No.
hope.
No, Palpatine comes back and snaps his fingers, and everybody just fucking goes.
Shit,
The whole universe is gone.
I wish.
He's got a gauntlet?
Yeah, except it's made out of just the red stones that the Sith use.
Us, boys. It's all about the hustle right now. Star Wars will lie until Christmas. I fucking promise you. Half this shit ain't even gonna be mentioned in the movie, let alone come true. Now there was an article that was released yesterday about how she's not even gonna use a lightsaber. So it's all bullshit. It's all a fucking hustle by really dumb criminals.
Listen. I read an article that Starbucks is sponsoring the movie, and there's gonna be coffee cups everywhere. Okay,
That would be hilarious. But what'd you say, Jeff?
But they'll subvert your expectations.
Well, and again, that's what a really bad criminal would do. I wish that was a joke. I really do, but really, like it's that at this point, Lucasfilm is no different than the people who stand on the corner right off the freeway with cardboard signs. Like you don't know if they're really homeless. You don't know if they really want $20. You don't know what's going on. You're like, I'm not gonna. And I can promise you, everyone's gonna have the same goddamn reaction. I'm not gonna give that person my money. I don't know what the fuck's going on here. And it's low hanging fruit criminals trying to get your goddamn money. And it's crazy because hey, I can't remember any major franchise reveal where the fucking the CEO of the movie studio is like, oh well, this thing might not have anything to do with it, but we're going to release it anyway. Like I've never heard of that. I've never I've been here for only 29 years, but not one goddamn time has anyone else been like, oh well, this is the name of our movie, but it might not mean anything. That's crazy.
Again, it's like they're trying to use the mystique around Star Wars, but they just don't understand how to make an actual Star Wars movie. They can tell you practical effects and puppetry and all this other dumb shit, but it's like everything that actually makes it Star Wars, you guys can't get it right. And more than just one person can get it right. It's not like it's a George Lucas thing exclusively. Irvin Kershner got it right. Dave Filoni and the crew over on the Clone Wars got it right. They all were able to create this cohesive world. But there's just something about, like, Disney needs to just grab Kathleen Kennedy by both arms and be like, listen, shut the fuck up, you're ruining it.
Yeah. I think they're making a movie by by looking at the stats of certain things and just like, oh, this is what's hot right now, and we need to write it towards this. It's basically what they did. Like, here are the things that we need to mention in this movie in order to get like hits on YouTube and butts and seats and tickets sold. This is what we need right now.
This is what's popular on Twitter. Put it in the movie.
Yeah, it's great. You only took 2 years to make the fucking movie, and now it's 2 years too late.
Yeah, so.
Well, and that's what's so weird. It's like it doesn't work. It's never worked, and especially coming from Disney, where A Wrinkle in Time failed, Tomorrowland failed. Tomorrowland apparently just had an anniversary of itself as being one of the biggest flops of all time.
I saw that article.
Yeah.
And fuck that movie.
It's crazy, right? So on the year that Star Wars is coming out, it's the anniversary of Tomorrowland. You think they would be like, you know what, this gimmicky bullshit where we hustle the movie doesn't work. They keep doing it. You know, the John Carter thing, it didn't work. I know I brought that up the last episode. That didn't work. You know, them being like, oh, it's based on, what did they say? They didn't say the best. They were like,
it was like a comic from like the 40s or 50s or something. It was ridiculous.
But they said it was a book series, but they said like the popular book series. They didn't say bestseller. It was something really weird. So they were trying to hustle people to go see it with a terrible trailer. They were like, based on the popular book series, and then everyone was like, I don't know what John Carter is. I you know, there were a few, you know, fucking comic fans that remembered the character being in some shit, but it was like they were like the popular book series, and everyone was like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And this was Disney, and like it's just so strange. They keep trying this. They keep trying this low level. You know, it's just like, it reminds me when The Wolf of Wall Street came out, and, you know, Jordan Belfort was doing an interview, and there was like the dude who financed the movie was like buying all this shit. He bought shit for like Kanye and Kim Kardashian, and he, like, I guess Jordan Belfort went to talk to them. He's like, hey, yo, this dude spends money like someone who stole it. He doesn't spend money like someone who knows what they're doing, and you need to stay away from them. And every time Disney comes out with something about this movie, it's the same feeling. Like, this is a company who's promoting this movie like someone who did something fucked up, and they're trying to cover it up. Like, hey, this might not mean anything. Hey, The Mandalorian's coming out, guys. It's gonna come out the same year. We'll do a TV spot, and it's gonna be awesome. Hey, we're gonna do Star Wars Celebration, and hey, and part of our shit, we're gonna show Marie Tran. Remember her? That she's so brave, isn't she? Like, it's this weird, like, trying to make up for shit, and I can't get that feeling off this franchise, and it's so apparent, especially now. It's just like, hey guys, like, it's Star Wars, and like, remember, like, hey, the May 4th just passed, and hey, we're gonna show Billy D in the trailer. You remember him? Yeah, he was in it. And like, hey, remember the Emperor? One of the only other good villains in the franchise. Yeah, you remember? Yeah, guy. Here's his laugh, and it's just like, no. It's like a really bad criminal trying to sell you something.
And also remember, Dumbo didn't do too well either.
And Aladdin's getting ripped apart by critics.
Yep.
Yeah.
I watched the What Culture one, and they're just like, this is like redhead woman. She's smart. She's like, it was a movie, and I'm just like,
let's keep hearing. Well, the thing I heard the other day was that apparently, like, Will Smith is actually the thing holding it together.
Yeah, well, because apparently he came out, he was just like, hey, I'm trying to do homage to Robin Williams, and he's doing the press tour, and he keeps putting it on his not his Facebook, his YouTube. And he's like, hey, the press tour for Aladdin starts now, and he's being Will Smith, so people like it. But it's like, you know, like Jeff said, everyone's like, what? They actually have to watch the movie, Will. So,
Yeah, and from what I hear, like, the cartoon is like 90 minutes long, and the movie's like 2 hours and 2 hours plus. Oh. So they added some to it,
which is, yeah, and it's Disney doing the same shit,
dude. It's got a 59% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
Holy fuck, dude! And it's going against Godzilla, isn't it?
Godzilla's next weekend. Aladdin's out now.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's oh god, that's funny. Yeah, 59 on Rotten Tomatoes. Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I looked to get Aladdin on Blu-ray just for the hell of it on Amazon used, $70.
The old one? Jeez.
Yep. Because I thought, you know, if it's used, Disney's not getting my money. I really want to watch the movie. Nope, not happening. Speaking of not happening, Logan Michael Anti-Funko Pop says, did you hear about Solo 2 thing? Shake my head.
That better not happen.
For Solo 2 that I've been like hearing about.
I didn't hear anything about it. What is they're trying to say that there's going to be a sequel?
Some fans petitioning for another Solo film
because the first one was so successful.
Yeah,
remember they blamed it on what they blame it on?
The fans,
probably
backlash from The Last Jedi. Oh, it was just them, right, guys? Oh,
More
Star Wars fatigue.
minority.
Okay, here's the funny thing about Aladdin on Rotten Tomatoes. You can add your rating right now. Can you actually do that? Hold on.
No, you have to be verified now.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was going to say, I was like, add your rating. Like, I can do that already? That's weird.
Well, Brie Larson's not in it, so it's okay. So like, is Brie Larson in the movie? No. Fuck it. Let whoever wants to rate it.
Yeah, it's a bunch of darkies. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh,
I mean, that's not a bad point, dude. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I mean, it's Disney. You know what I mean? So like, you can't. Like I said, it's. I wouldn't put it past him. I really like. You know, that's a funny joke, but you know,
it's kind of true. It's kind of true.
Nick might be 100% fucking right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the way the movie was the trailers came out, and again, hey, you know, don't get me wrong. You know, Arabian chicks. Oh, you know what I'm saying? I'm all about it. But I would not be surprised if they were just like, you know, it's Lawrence of Arabia, but with actual Arabians. Fuck them. Let them say what they want about the movie. We got fuck them.
Our friend Steele Johnson gave $1. Thank you, Steele Johnson. Still a
Thanks,
great
buddy.
name. Commander Cody says, Jeff, we need to do the fanboy watch party. We do. I definitely want to do that because that movie is fantastic. You guys have seen it, right? I know Dion has because we've watched it together.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's a decade old. Holy shit.
God damn, dude. Fucking ugh. I don't like getting older.
Oh, hold on, let's see. Is it really? Oh shit, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to do that one, man. Holy shit. Yeah, we saw the van there at Star Celebration, and hardly anybody knew what the fuck it was.
Because they're not real fanboys. Yeah, I made that joke. Fuck me. The one thing that I love about the movie Fanboys is when they go to see it and they go, what if it sucks? And then it ends.
Know.
Yeah, dude. That's nuts.
God, and, like, Seth Rogen plays 3 parts in the movie. Like, that movie was so hard to like. That movie took forever to come out and so hard to make, and it would just ran into so many problems.
This is Jar Jar. He's going to be the star of the whole thing.
Yeah.
He's got a tattoo on his back. Oh, God. I loved the optimism that people had for episode 1. I just kept seeing commercials for, like, food shit. I'm like, okay, I'll go see it. And then, yeah. But, I mean, everyone was so pumped. People that didn't even like Star Wars were coming out of the woodwork. It's like when Nintendo releases a new console. It's like, shit, you know, old Greg from Walmart. I didn't know you like Nintendo. Oh, yeah, man. I got all the stuff. Like, fuck,
yeah. God.
It's going to sell 1.1 billion units.
Oh, my God. That motherfucker. It's going to sell, motherfucker. It's going to sell more than there are people on the fucking planet.
Yeah, there's 12 billion Nintendo Switches in every American home.
That's right.
You do the math. Ham Sandwich says, regarding Terminator from Dumb and Dumber, so you're telling me there's a chance. I read you. Check my memes. New Fandom Menace channel. Thank you. We will. I always love a good meme.
Damn right. Crispy, delicious, spicy meme.
Memes.
Memes.
Grand Inquisitor says, I saw the Phantom Menace opening weekend. I was 19. Bought the VHS as soon as it came out. I remember recording the music video for Duel of the Fates off MTV on VHS.
Oh, shit.
Let's talk about Duel of Fates for a minute. Best prequel song?
Oh, yeah, easily.
Oh, man. Has to
I gotta go with Anakin versus Obi-Wan. That's my favorite prequel score.
Yeah,
I don't even know that one off the top of my head. I'm going with Duel of Fates, dude. That song was everywhere.
It was, but in terms of like when I think about the emotion it brings up, when I listen to just the song, not listen to the movie, I love Duel of the Fates. But like Duel of the Fates can go with, like, if I'm at the gym and I listen to Duel of the Fates, I will fight a motherfucker into the parking lot with fucking Anakin versus Obi-Wan. Like, I have to watch Star Wars. I have to watch that scene. I have to pull it up on
watching that scene right now,
dude. Yeah, I have to. That is specifically straight up Star Wars for me. I just love that one so much.
But it's not better than Luke Skywalker versus Darth Vader in Return of the Jedi.
It is not. That's why
you can sing, because YouTube's dumb.
Mm-hmm.
it was less than five seconds, so I think we're still good.
They're on to this new thing. It's 3 bars.
Oh my God.
3 bars?
Yeah, the AI is taking over.
I mean,
Thank you, Skynet. Please don't hurt me.
Fuck you, Skynet.
I'm actually looking into the sky right now as I say that. You don't know, man. They're everywhere.
I don't give a shit, Skynet. Your next movie's gonna suck dick. Fuck
Give
you.
me a tinfoil hat so that it can't, read my brainwaves.
You'll never know what a white woman feels like, Skynet. Fuck you.
Hey, Kendo, I know we talked about this off air, but speaking of tinfoil hats, dude, the Tick is canceled, and I couldn't be more upset.
Yeah, I know. I was so
finished
excited because season 2 is coming out, and then like within a day or so, it comes out saying, "Oh, it's been canceled." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Dude, season 2 of the Tick, it was so good. It was better than maybe every season of a Marvel show minus Daredevil.
I hope somebody picks it up then because it's.
And it ends on a cliffhanger.
Oh man.
Yeah, and I really hate when like the big VOD companies do that shit. I fucking hate it, man. It's like we love this product, and it's funny because I think I sent you guys the thing as well. Like people were real mad at HBO that they all canceled. Like a lot of them were looking up how to cancel their service.
No, it's I think it was from like 2 seasons ago. The day after Game of Thrones ends is the biggest cancellation in HBO's fucking history. So they haven't brought it up since then. So I would not be surprised if this is the biggest one in terms of premium cable because and that's why they kept rolling that reel of upcoming shows for the fall because they only got shit for the summer. And then they kept roll every goddamn episode. Like no, I love Watchmen, but I'm probably gonna not. I'm gonna wait for that shit to get online. I'm not gonna fucking pay $15 a month to watch that shit. Fuck you.
Yeah, and there's just so much. $15 a month for HBO. Get fucked, man. Be part of a package or something. I mean, I don't want to buy cable, but like be part of like Sling TV or Hulu and give it a proper price, and maybe I'll want to be part of it.
Yeah, you have HBO Go. Fucking make it $9.99. Fuck, dude. Like $15 for HBO. You don't even have a great catalog. Half the shows that you have only lasted a season or maybe 2. Come on now. Fuck out of here with that shit. What am I going to watch? The Left Behind? Fuck you.
No, just watch Entourage like 8 times. It'd be fine.
Jesus, listen. And how dare you shove Don Johnson's fucking face in front of me just to get me to watch The Watchmen? Fuck you. You should have made a better show with Don Johnson instead of fucking just showing him winking at me. It worked.
Should have done a revival of Miami Vice.
Yeah.
Jeez, that'd have been awesome.
Enough for me to pay $15 a month. I'll tell you that right the fuck now.
Here you go. Miami Vice cold case.
There you go.
Whatever I got to watch it.
Done.
The PI years.
There you go.
Let's see. Yeah, but I see too. Listen to Grand Inquisitor's super chat. The Duel of Fates MTV music video. When did Star Wars last have a fucking music video? Like a real music video, not just something somebody made on YouTube.
Probably that jazzy one from the 70s.
Yeah. Well, maybe Disco Duck, but that's something else.
Ew.
But I'm just saying that's how. I know it's an odd thing to say, but when you have like a music video and all this other shit, you're the hottest thing out right now.
Well, even then, no one can name a track or a composition from this new franchise. There's nothing like, if anything, even though they had John Williams come back, even he couldn't come up with a signature sound for this franchise. It was all rehashes. It was all, samples from previous shit. It was all, there was no imagery that inspired him to come up with a Rey theme or something for the New Order or something for Kylo. These major plot points of the movie, none of them have their own music. Fucking the Empire and Darth Vader had the Imperial March. Obviously, you had the overall fanfare for Star Wars. It's just like there are just so many things that these apologists refuse to acknowledge. Like, tell me one part of the composition that reminds you specifically of part of the movie. You couldn't name me one. And you have 2 movies.
I'll give you 4 because the only things from Solo musically that I can think of were keys that are not keys, but parts of the music that was ripped off from A New Hope and the Empire. Sure.
Yep. The only thing I can remember off the top of my head is when they use part of the asteroid scene when they're in the fucking mall. And I was like, okay, well, this is clearly that. And I specifically remember watching that. And then, and I said, what did I ask Hillary? I was like, they had the Maw thing, and she goes, did it look like the fucking asteroid scene from Empire? And I was like, first I was surprised. I was like, very good. I'm kind of attracted to you even more now. But even fucking Hillary, who's not all that in the start, she was like, I bet you look like that. I was like, holy shit, dude. That's Solo for you, dude. Like, that's fucking, and again, that's a crazy, no other franchise would do that and think that's successful. That's fucking crazy talk.
Yeah, the signature sound for the new Star Wars should be a wet fart.
It is, dude.
That's it.
Yeah.
Michael Montgomery says, if JJ wants to say F it for episode 9, maybe the fans should say F it on opening weekend.
Yes.
We said it before, and I'll say it again. If you don't want to watch the movie and you want to send a message, don't give them your money. Simple as that. Don't pre-order tickets. Don't share the trailer. Don't do any of that stuff, and they'll get the message real quick.
Just let us tell you how bad it is.
Yeah. This is a job thing that we got to do and go see. And even then, I wouldn't be surprised if, because I know that the later half of the year hasn't been, like, major announcements haven't been released, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's a major movie coming out for Christmas. If it compares or beats Star Wars this year, I would not be surprised one bit.
What, Avatar 1.5?
Fuck.
Avatar'd in the hood.
Dude, stop it. Makes you want to watch the movie.
it's Danny DeVito as Wolverine.
Can we get a Leprechaun Avatar crossover?
Oh, yes. God.
With Jennifer Aniston reprising her role.
Yeah.
She ain't doing shit now.
Oh, she's bored. She's rich.
There you go.
McKinney90, thank you very, very much. The politics in episode 1 was all part of the world building. Looking back at it now, The Last Jedi defenders will make that argument of politics always being in Star Wars, and it worked within the confounds of the world. The Last Jedi does not. I think another thing, McKinney90, to bounce off of your point, when the Last Jedi defenders are talking about that, and the fans of Star Wars are talking about the politics, we're talking about the politics of the filmmakers and all this garbage like Rian Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy and J.J. Abrams are trying to infuse, not the actual politics of the story, which, work because that's what the story is about. But I'm with you, McKinney90. A lot of these defenders just overlook certain things they're trying to, think. They're feeling, they're not thinking. And I think that would be beneficial to their argument if they actually sat down and came up with a good logical argument, but they can't.
Right.
Yeah, but the politics, it works, I guess, when you get to episode 3, because I don't have any big problems with episode 3. I feel like it moves quick because she's pregnant for, obviously 9 months. That's how birth works. But it seems that movie takes place over 9 months, and it's a brisk pace the entire film. It's a war. It doesn't drag. Episode 3 does not drag at all.
No, it doesn't.
Well, and I think too, a lot of people got to remember, when they brought in the political aspect, that was based on a line in the original Star Wars. How he dissolves the Senate, so they put it in episode 1. Again, like you said, perfectly, like you said, it's world building. Obviously, they kind of harped on it a little bit too hard in the Phantom Menace, where it kind of convoluted the plot. But that was a great scene in Revenge of the Sith where, he consolidates his power and he goes, oh, well, they tried to kill me, so now we're going to be the Empire, and using emergency powers. And you have that scene with, where everyone's cheering and his hands go up and Padme's how democracy dies. Like that was even though it was a crazy ass trilogy, that was a great build to that point in terms of the political aspect. And it worked. Like, obviously there was a lot of shit that went wrong in those first 2 movies, but Revenge of the Sith, like we got that payoff, why are they showing the Senate? Why is fucking Jar Jar still in the goddamn movie? Why do we have this bullshit about Padme and Anakin arguing about democracy? Because that payoff was worth it. Them fucking playing to his song. Now we're the Empire and everyone's cheering, and it was heart-wrenching, but it was still a great goddamn plot point. It fucking paid off. You don't have that in this new trilogy. They mention shit, and then some planets get blown up, and then we're the Resistance now. And it's like, okay, because of plot. Thanks. Appreciate it.
You haven't said cuss plot in a while. I was worried about that one.
I ain't gonna let it die. Specifically for you, Nick.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy.
You love that joke. I will not let it die.
Bruce Crawford says the Phantom Menace is taken for granted for what it did for CGI. Yeah, I mean, look, it aged horribly, but them using the CGI with Jar Jar helped us get, Spider-Man and other stuff just a couple years later.
Yeah, like that was a prime example of like how not to use CGI. I think in some of those aspects, and it's just like, all right, here's what Star Wars did, and let's not do that again. All right, how do we make this better?
It's funny watching them on Blu-ray because it has the texture equivalent of a PlayStation.
Yeah,
it's just like a PlayStation.
Yeah, the buttons look especially terrible now on Blu-ray.
Let's see. Swinging Cod says, I miss college. Drunk all night, $3 keggers where I won $3 back by chugging a pitcher in 10 seconds. Passed out all day. That's how you end up in the Navy. True story.
Well, you Navy boys are crazy into yourselves. You didn't stop at college. You motherfuckers be going for shore leave and getting in the goddamn crazy stuff. Y'all are a different breed, boy. Way different breed.
Matala, you guys have anything you want to say about Swinging Cod being in the Navy?
No.
You can sail the 7 seas.
Modalicious says, if Kylo was in John Wick, he would have been the knife target number 2.
Shit. After he was crying.
Jeez.
Let's see. TLJ Screwjob says, speaking of the Phantom Menace, Duel of Fates, enough said. It's fantastic. That's all I can say. I have nothing but positive things to say about that. What a great lightsaber duel.
It is, dude. Oh, my God. So
Jenny One says, the Phantom Menace is still my favorite prequel. Hashtag Fandom Menace for life.
Well, you're lying. You know that Revenge of the Sith is your favorite prequel, but I'll allow it. Because his favorite prequel. Anyone that tells you that's a liar.
What did Jesse send? Oh my God, I got a couple from Jesse. Sleepy says, I personally love the prequels as I grew up with them. I do get the criticisms of them, but I don't think they deserve as much hate as they get.
They do.
Well, Sleepy, they got a lot of that hate initially too. Like, remember in the Clerks cartoon, Kendo?
Yep.
When they grilled George Lucas on the
Phantom Menace. Yeah, about how he wrote it over the course of a weekend in a bathroom or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I mean, Sleepy, I'm not as angry towards them as I once was, or, well, I'll put it like this. I'm not as apathetic towards them as I once was. But I don't, I grew up with them too. I don't hate them. I'll tell you this, the minute I walked out of The Force Awakens, I went, I like episode 1.
Yeah. Yeah. I've always have loved episode 3. Episode 1, I've always kind of liked parts of it. Episode 2, I've never been a big fan of just about, 95% of the movie. But yeah, after The Force Awakens, it's like, they weren't so bad.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But, Sleepy, I think public opinion is changing slowly. It's the people that write these articles to try to build up the Disney movies that always try to tear down the prequels at the same time. It's like they can't talk about one positively without making the other one seem like a piece of shit.
Yeah, and it's weird that they do that because it's like that's like part of your legacy that you fucking bought. Like, don't do that. Don't shit on something. Don't shit on them that hard. Like, just say, oh, they happened, and this we're trying to move forward or whatever. It's weird how they're trying to separate themselves from those movies, but they can't ever do that. It's just odd.
Well, I think what the fuck is my upstairs neighbor doing? God damn, fucking
They're having sex.
Jesus Christ! But that was loud as fuck. But and especially when it comes to the prequels, like I think obviously we're gonna have a rose-colored goggles on. We're gonna have rose-colored Ticos on when we're talking about the prequels, and rightfully so because these new movies are bad. They're like I said, I still think that The Force Awakens is the worst Star Wars movie. But that being said, like I said, it's not great as the Phantom Menace and the Clone Wars were. It was still Star Wars. Like, there were still so many moments where it felt like Star Wars. We just got to talk about the Duel of the Fates. Like that was such a Star Wars moment. That whole movie where you're like, you know, the pod race is cool, and why is this 14-year-old telling grown-ass men what to do? You know, you get to they're in the fucking hangar, and Darth Maul's standing there. You know shit's about to go down. You know that it's about to be some fucking Star Wars shit happening in this motherfucker. They have the fucking titular space battle that every Star Wars movie needs to have. You know, even though it's a fucking kid driving it, you know, we're not going to fucking complain about it too much. But that's a Star Wars thing. Like that's specific to Star. No other franchise has that shit. You know, but you have these new movies, and it's just cookie cutter bullshit grabbed by Disney to get you to fucking spend money. And, you know, you can't help but notice it. You can't help but you smell that in the distance, man. It smells like fucking Disney shitting on your childhood, you know? And I know that fucking apologists hate that phrase, but they shat on your childhood when they made those movies. That's not me being sarcastic. They shat on it, and you fucking ate that shit up.
Mindless Entertainment says, miss you guys. Dion, love your points about the moments we love about the prequels versus none in the sequels. You still have a tiny D, though.
God damn it.
Wonder.
Nice.
Oh, God. I miss her and that Star Wars girl. They were awesome. It was so much fun.
Yeah, that's my favorite part of Celebration.
It was very fun. Yeah, it was very fun.
It was funny because we go to Celebration, we bored as shit, and then immediately contact us like, where are you guys at? We're here. It's like, oh, we'll be there in a minute. All right, cool.
Yep.
Every time.
Yeah, well, you're lucky you got a nice butt, Jesse. That's all I'll say.
Wanderer says, when I was probably around 2 or 3, I would watch this movie as much as I could. And when I learned how to rewind the VHS, I would watch it on repeat. That was me with A New Hope. I used to watch that shit every Sunday 3 times for a while. Never got old.
It's a great movie.
Jesse of Mindless Entertainment also says, Dion, I will go F myself because you're not man enough to do it.
Damn.
Listen, first off, we both know that's not true. Second off, that second part of that super chat that you let me, we both know you would.
All right, well, let's keep this show on track.
Yeah, this isn't getting
I don't
weird.
know about any of this.
She called me out. You can't fucking call me out of my own show. Fuck you.
Demogenai says, when I saw that article, I was like, Star Wars is done. So I guess Demogenai's talking about the Vanity Fair article from this morning. That, God, I hate reading shit like that.
What universe are we living in where Vanity Fair is writing an article on Star Wars and people took it seriously? It 100% means Star Wars is dead. 100%, dude. Vanity Fair? Vanity Fair is what we're looking to? God, we are fucked.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, Star Wars. Like to me, anyways. You know, after that second movie, it was officially dead. I was like, I'm done. I'm so fucking done. I don't care anymore. I'm just gonna sleep at night with my 3 VHSs of the original trilogy and just be happy.
Well, Dion will just drink himself to sleep, realizing, well, at least we still got The Empire Strikes Back.
That's right.
You know me way too well for that one.
I know, right?
That was probably the most truest shit you've ever said about me on the show.
I'd say 2 people know you better than me. Well, maybe they don't know you better. They just know you differently. I'd say that's Hillary and Diane. Other than that, nobody else.
Very true. Just drink himself to sleep. So I would 100% say that. 100%.
I know. You'd be look, Hillary would be asleep. I'd be in the living room trying to sleep. And I would hear you go, man, at least we still got The Empire Strikes Back. And then you hear, as you put the beer down on the table.
Oh my God. It is. It's funny because that can't get any goddamn truer, folks. Any truer. Because that's happened before.
Wanderer says, on a whim, I looked up Princess of Mars, the name of the book series John Carter is based on. And there apparently was another movie adaptation in 2009.
Really?
Let's see.
Holy shit.
2009? Was that sci-fi or an animated movie?
Of Mars. Yep, wait. The Princess of Mars is a 2009 film. Is this The Asylum? Oh, probably because it's John Carter, played by Antonio Sabato Jr., is on a tour of duty in Afghanistan as a sniper when he's wounded by enemy fire. Oh, God. He agrees to take place take part in an experimental teleportation procedure that could help his injuries. When he wakes up, he discovers he's been transported to an alien planet.
Yeah, this is
Deja Forrest is played by Tracy Lords. No way.
Nice.
There you go. Ken is alive again. He's back.
Here we go. It's Princess of Mars, retitled and re-released in 2012 as John Carter of Mars. It's a 2009 direct-to-DVD science fiction film made by the American independent studio The Asylum, loosely based on the 1917 novel Princess of Mars by Edgar Rice Burroughs. The film's promotional art mentions how the original story inspired some elements of James Cameron's Avatar.
I thought that was a joke. Holy shit! That's
do I need to acquire this for us to watch at some point?
Yes.
Okay, it'll happen.
I didn't even like the fucking Disney one. I gotta watch this. Thanks.
I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying it's an
Thanks,
option.
Wanderer. Now the guys are only going to be able to think about this one.
Oh my god, so that's like the Transmorphers of the John Carter movie. Which
it is. Yeah, it is.
I now live in a world where I'd rather watch the new Terminator.
Oh, jeez.
At least we've got Schwarzenegger, Antonio Sabato Jr., and Tracy Lords. Come on,
Tracy Lords. Jesus. I actually met Tracy Lords. She is really, really nice.
You would be nice too if you were in fucking the Tracy Carter or whatever the fuck it was. You'd be really nice. You'd be super nice. You'd be like, hey, please see my movie. I have bills to pay.
I'm alive.
I ain't dead yet. See my movie.
Losing Jeremy says, would you make a channel about toys? If people would watch it, I have an idea for one, but it takes a lot of work to run this channel. So if I did a toy channel and it got like a tenth of what this one got, I would consider that a worthwhile venture. So we'll see. Just let's get those views up for the P.O. Box videos, and I will consider it. Jeffrey Hickleberry says, "Heh, 'tis me, Jeff's evil twin brother." I'm glad I got an evil twin, the one I never wanted.
Does he have a mustache?
Yeah, something tells me that you're not as interesting, which usually means that evil twin's about to get his ass beat.
I just love how it's a picture of me from when we were at IHOP, and in the background you're passed out, Dion.
The best part of that is I have zero regrets. I had a fantastic day that day.
Oh, that was horror round. We had so much. We were up till 5 every night. What is it about us going out till 5 in the morning when we hang out?
I don't know, man. It's just something we do.
The other thing too is a testament to this channel, because clearly, of all the times that someone got white girl wasted and we would assume it would be Nick, it was me.
Yeah, dude, you ordered your fucking omelet and then just sat there.
I was really fucking drunk.
We put it in a container. We put it in a container for you, and then made you pay for it and get in the car, and we go and we went back.
He ate it the next day.
Yep, because me and Ken were hanging out, and I had an omelet, and it was delicious. I had zero regrets.
Yeah, you got up. I was like, "Hey, your food from IHOP is in the refrigerator," and he was like, "We went to IHOP."
Not only that, but I was shit-faced. I woke up the next day. A white person was there making me fucking corned beef, and he told me that I had an omelet. I was like, "This is a great goddamn weekend." Yeah,
and I gave a bunch of Advil.
Yeah,
like, hey, here's some Advil.
I was like, I'm winning in life right now. This is great.
Hey, did I tell you about the drunk guy that I almost had to babysit at that Mexican restaurant?
No.
So I went up to Dayton with my cousin last weekend for his birthday, and he wanted to go to this Mexican restaurant called Elsa's. It was nice, but there is this guy who was like 22, and he was so drunk he was like passing out on the counter. And
whoa.
Yeah, and so he got a chimichanga. And
of course,
like when you're drunk, you kind of bend over, you eat it real quick over the plate, and then you get the hell out of there.
Right.
This guy was like one of those, like, remember Nick, the baseball guy from college?
Absolutely.
He was essentially this guy reincarnated, because he would he couldn't break the food up with his fork. So then he'd rip it and it would fly everywhere. And then he would like almost spill the plate of food on himself. He almost spilled drinks on me on my phone. I basically watched this guy just for my own safety.
Jesus, man.
Yeah. And then he got kicked out.
Of course.
Because they're like, "Are you with him?" I was like, "I don't know who the fuck this is."
No, you don't.
But his buddy goes, "Hey man, thanks for helping out." I said, "Hey, you want to help me out?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Give me your phone." So I subscribed to the channel.
Awesome.
Yeah, your friend with Jukes. I want a subscription out of you.
Good. You should have signed up for Patreon or something.
Oh, that's illegal. But hitting subscribe on YouTube, he'll wake up. World class bullshitters. That sounds fun. It is, because he'll listen to this show and go, "Wait, I'm the drunk asshole." Yes, you were.
Yes, you are.
Congratulations, your certificate's in the mail.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dayton.
Oh God.
Losing Jeremy says, "Bruh, I'm mad. I got a Pornhub Premium, and there still aren't any in my local. Oh, sorry, and there still aren't any locals in my area. TF." Dion, is that a problem you face every day?
Yes, but my problem deals with Adult Friend Finder, not Pornhub Premium.
Fair enough.
I'm still on Ashley Madison, and that's working out really well. So
Yeah, just pretend you're married.
Shit.
there you go.
Works every time.
Yeah, because when they try to blackmail me, it just won't work. It won't work out.
Oh
The
my
old
God.
Hucklebuck, according to Kendo.
That's right.
The old Ashley Madison book. God damn it.
Oh, the old Ashley Madison online "I'm cheating on my wife" campaign from Nam.
Oh.
Let's see. Obi-Wan 2783 says a wet fart is too good for Disney Star Wars. You are right, sir. Thank you again for the rings.
Yeah,
Okay, fine. It's a shart then.
it's a shark when you had the stomach flu. Wet farts are actually funny. Sharks when you got the flu, that's Disney, baby.
It's more of an impotence than anything else.
Oh God.
Shit. If you're fucking, I ain't even gonna go. I'm gonna say that for after hours.
Yeah, say that for after hours. Painkiller Studios, which is a cool. Wait, no, sorry. Wanderer again says, as a child watching episode 1, I thought to myself, boy, the Senate room would be a great place for a lightsaber duel.
Well,
And then you
one.
got Revenge of the Sith.
I'm only sorry you had to wait 6 years for it.
Yeah. Not too bad. We were graduating high school. That was a nice little foray into that shit.
Yeah. 2005, man, that was an interesting year.
Yeah.
Good year. Good year.
Stuff happened. Painkiller Studio says, have you guys played Star Wars Bounty Hunter? It's the game where you play as Jango Fett. It tells how he
yes. That was on fucking PlayStation, the PlayStation Store. I fucking downloaded that shit for $4. I started playing that shit again. I love Bounty Hunter. God bless you, sir.
I always wanted that game for the GameCube, and spoiler, I never got it.
I'm sorry, because I had it for PS2, and it was a fantastic game. Now the trick is when you go to Tatooine, and whatever. We'll come up after hours.
The trick is I'm never gonna buy it, but I'm gonna live vicariously through your love of the game.
I have it on my PS4 when you come up this year, so don't worry. We'll play it together, buddy. We'll get drunk right now. Deal.
Fender Robots, thank you very much. I watch 1 through 6 and count how many times they say I got a bad feeling about. Or sorry, it says watch 1 through 6 and count how many times they say I got a bad feeling about this. Someone says it in every movie, sometimes multiple times in one film. Let's see. Okay, so the first person to say it in a Star Wars movie it's Luke Skywalker, right? Because when they're trapped in the tractor beam on the way into the Death Star, he goes, I have a bad feeling about this. He's like, Chewie full reverse, whatever.
Yeah. Yep, that's the first time he says it. Yep.
Yeah.
Because then Han says it in the trash compactor. I got a bad feeling about this.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
the next one is Until Empire.
Yeah, Leia says it when they're in the space whale that they think's an asteroid.
the Exogorth.
Yeah.
There you go.
The Exogorth Algar. Yeah.
And then she says it again on Cloud City.
Mm-hmm.
They don't say it again until Return of the Jedi. When Lando says it. I think they only say the once in Return of the Jedi, right?
Does Luke say it again on the shuttle Tydirium?
He does. No, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. And then that's when Han's like, he says like, don't worry about it, kid. It'll work. Yeah. So
I told you it'd work.
Yep.
You know, Chewie, I don't think the Empire had Wookiees in mind when they designed here.
Just fly casual.
I love that line. I love that scene.
Yeah,
it's great. I'm endangering the mission. I shouldn't have come. No way. Like that. Like if you need any other explanation in Star Wars, alone movies about like best friends, when Luke is like freaking out. I'm endangering the mission. I shouldn't have come. It's a mission that could spell the end of our rebellion. His fucking buddy's like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, dude. We're fine.
Dude, they have a passcode. It's an older code, but it checks out. Shall I hold?
No, leave them to me.
God, that's a great movie.
Maybe we should just watch that at some point soon.
Return to the Jedi.
Yeah.
Hey, it gets shat on. It's still great. God damn it.
I mean, it's lesser than Empire, but a lot of things are.
It's got a 35th anniversary coming up soon if it hasn't already passed.
That
Wait, no.
would have been
Never mind, 36th. I'm older than I thought I was.
Hey, for the record, folks, I know everyone gets excited for May the 4th is Star Wars Day, but here on this channel, May 25th is official Star Wars Day because that's when Star Wars was released. So,
which is this Saturday.
Yeah. If I wasn't busy, we'd be doing Star Wars live streams.
Yes. I'm free that evening, so if anybody wants to tell me where to go and give me free alcohol, I'll watch Star Wars with you. And a pizza. I recommend. I require pizza.
Well, there is a specific football game coming up this fall where we may have to do that, but whatever.
Buy me a goddamn ticket.
Say no more.
Swinging Cod says, tired of the hate on episode 2. I saw it opening day in the theater before they realized Portman's nips were visible the entire time in that outfit in the arena. Still my favorite of the prequels.
First off, episode 2 gets all the hate it deserves. There's not a single iota of hate that is undeserved for episode 2. And I like episode 2, but I like it because I acknowledge that it's bad. You cannot tell me that it is unjustly hated because 1, Hayden Christensen, because 2, Sand, and because 3, we can keep it a secret.
That's right. Yeah, it gets a lot of hate, and it deserves every fucking piece of it.
It does, man. It really does.
The only redeeming quality of that movie is the fight between Obi-Wan, Anakin, Dooku, then Dooku, Yoda. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I was thinking about this earlier today when I started watching episode 3. For as pious and as like goodly as the Jedi are, they have no qualms about going 2-on-1 against somebody.
Well, and I think that's one of those other parts of the franchise that, you know, especially when you talk about underlining traits. So, you know, you hear about over Star Wars how good the Jedi are. They were they loved peace and justice throughout the galaxy, and then you watch the movie, and even though they say these things, as a moviegoer, as someone who's watching a story, you realize that the Jedi were wrong about a lot of shit. Like, you know, not letting someone fall in love while your fucking chosen one falls in love with somebody and fucking turns evil. And then the whole, only use it for defense, never for offense. And you see Jedi ganging up on a motherfucker 2-on-1 to beat his ass. Like, you know, even they couldn't say, hey, there are circumstances where sometimes we got to kick a motherfucker while they're down. Like, that's that underlining story arc of the Jedi as to not only was it the Sith that caused their demise, the Jedi caused their own demise. And that's what made the franchise so good. And it was so destroyed when you have Luke Skywalker, his dad's lightsaber. He hasn't seen it since his dad cut his arm off, and he just tosses it off the fucking cliff. Underlining all this underlining shit. All this the Jedi as a generation learn. They learn about, maybe we should let someone, even if you read the books, they have to evolve with the times. And you get to the Last Jedi, and he just tosses it off the fucking cliff and walks away. Kills over 30 years of storytelling in that one moment. And then you have some short, balding motherfucker in Rian Johnstein tell you that you don't understand it. Fuck you. Fuck you, dude. I'll never forget. I don't care if he makes any other movie. I will never forgive him for that shit.
All right.
Well, okay.
Yeah. It got real there, motherfucker.
I know. I don't know how to follow up with that, man.
Yeah, man.
Dion and I will fight him in a handicap match.
I'm out of it for a moment, and everyone's got delusions of grandeur. King of Sharks. I hate that screen name because I hate sharks. Just kidding. Volunteering all weekend, so I'm getting a head start, giving you guys a few fun coupons. Enjoy your weekend and stay world class.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, King of Sharks. I was just joking. You're awesome. Sharks, no thank
Sharks do suck, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
about that.
he hates sharks the way Indiana Jones hates snakes.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, they can only win with the help of the officials, and it still ran out on them. Boom, Blues, Western Conference champions.
Jesus.
Wow.
Of course.
Wander says you're welcome.
It's a big deal.
Rams
Not
up
to
to
me.
Yeah, only to you, buddy. Only to you.
Yeah, you know what? Ninja Warrior's swimming here in town. It's a big deal to me.
And you know what? I would applaud the shit out of you for it. If you're like, man, I'm really into Ninja Warrior, be like, dude, go for it. Go for it. And Dion, I don't care about the Rams. I went around a Rams fan.
Jeez.
I think you heard that. Well played, sir.
Yeah. And it's not just a big deal to me, Nick. It's a huge city out there that's very happy.
Sure, whatever.
Suck a fat one, coconut
Go
boy.
Blues.
Hurry. Don't let the show fall apart, guys. No.
That's all right. We'll just have a reunion tour starting next week.
Let's start it with this next super chat from Logan Michael, Anti-Funko Pops. Should I start collecting Kenner's mask toy line? I mean,
Yes.
if you want to. Do you have space? I mean, I've seen your collection. Your answer is not really, but if it's something you want to do, go for it. If you can swing it, collect whatever you want. Do I have anything that's even new? No, I don't. Still, one day I'll get something else. I'll probably have a shitload of stuff in the P.O. box that's awesome. Well, I know what our one friend Ryan sent us, but I'd open it on camera. Dion, would you like a hint?
Oh, of course.
It's Rogue. Wanderer says Thor got Ryan Johnson in Endgame. I mean, is that Ryan Johnson?
I mean, the last fight scene, we didn't like that he was fat, but you got to see his mom again. God damn it! Oh God!
We should create a crossover, Rogue Tico.
Ooh,
Rogue Tico.
It's really just Rogue and a potato salad.
I just. Who was that wrote that super chat, Jeff?
who wrote that? What
about Thor getting Ryan Johnson's?
Wanderer?
I just imagine like Wanderer watching that part in Endgame, and he's just like, he just sees Thor fat, and the movie ends. He just goes, "It's treason." Then
You know what I think of? Fucking Watchmen. I was a hero, god damn it! When I saw Fat Thor, he was a hero, god damn it! Oh my god, I love Thor.
he's the man.
Yeah, I got Mjolnir, so that's cool.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah,
He's still worthy.
I'm always worthy. And King of Sharks says, "Yeah, sharks bite. They do, man. Not cool with that. I don't want to get bitten by a shark or a bear.
Fuck that. Fuck the ocean. Give me pools, baby.
I do like swimming pools a lot. I like to swim.
I like when there are Miami chicks on the beach. When it comes to the ocean, I'll take that.
In a rap video. Oh my god.
Yes. Yes. I love Cubans.
So do I.
Cigars and
I feel like we need to go to Miami again for show related things.
sir, don't threaten me with a good time.
I'm just saying we need to do show related things there.
It can happen.
I just really want to go back to New Orleans, but for no reason whatsoever. I want to stay in the hotel room.
That trip was so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, I'll even bring my air mattress and I won't give a shit. I'll just be like,
Dude.
I had such a good time.
And they had smoked beans.
Had they smoked beans?
How did they smoke beans?
So,
We should do it right and rent out the whole floor.
well, I mean, if it's just going to be the four of us, I think that one room would be fine.
Oh yeah, it would be. Yeah.
We just gotta find that hostess for the tour again, because she was cute.
Oh, yeah. I got her picture somewhere. That's not creepy at all. She don't. Nick took the pictures.
Well, I took some of the pictures. I think the last one that was
Nick
all
is
of us,
also inherently creepy.
That's true.
I'm not that creepy.
He's the shortest of all of us. You don't smell like cabbage, which is good.
Yeah.
That's true.
Positive.
That's true. That's true.
And
then
I feel like you're hiding something underneath your beard, and it's not a chin.
it's a possibility. It's a very good possibility. And then he and I went, when we got separated, he and I were both very cranky walking down Bourbon Street trying to get food after WrestleMania. Just cranky Nick is best thing. God damn it. I got to get back to the room. God damn it.
I wanted to get back. I was so burnt out after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Oh,
everybody was just like, food, bed, let's go. Break.
Yeah. And I got lost because I came out of the thing, the pizza place last, and everybody's gone except Joel. And then Joel and I are cutting down some alleys, thinking we're gonna be the last ones walk into the room. We get back in there, we're the first ones back. It's like, where the fuck did everybody go?
I think me and Dan doubled back because we thought we lost you guys.
Yeah.
And I went back with Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah, good job with that one.
Where is everybody? I have no idea.
I feel like Kendo always feels shortchanged when he's stuck with Joel. He's like, I got Joel.
He's not so bad.
Yeah, he's not. He's cool.
Yeah.
Could be worse. Could be much, much worse.
Yes.
Thunder Robot says when Ray handed Luke the lightsaber, he should have said, "Did you find the hand?"
Yeah. Bitch, where's my hand?
Somewhere in space, there's a hand giving him the finger.
Came out of a collapsing garbage disposal.
Somebody ate it.
Somebody ate it.
That's really probably what happened.
Oh, God. You're probably right.
There's no man attached to his hand. What the fuck, Dion?
Dion's making a burrito. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Dude, I'm all the way in the kitchen. Holy shit.
Everything.
We can clearly hear you. Very clearly
I can hear you breathe.
I was in the kitchen, first off. Second
Cleaning a
off,
dish, and you heard it, so you came out.
no, I was getting a drink.
Tell him what you told me.
Drunk.
That's not what you told me. You're lying.
No. I'm drunk.
Dion, shh.
No. And I have a point to make. The hand thing was a storyline in one of the EU books where it became a clone, an evil clone. So there's that information. You're welcome.
So thank you,
it's like
Dion.
Army of Darkness.
Around.
Brother Darkness became a clone.
So what you're saying is there was a Luke Skywalker with a beard, or at least a goatee.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was a long way of saying yes. Etepicoians, the place to be review, says, "Hail WCBS and hail the president of Ohio, Muff Daddy. The horses are out in the barn. Sorry, the horses are out of the barn. The horses are out of the barn. Have a great holiday weekend." Well, thank you, Etepicoians,
Thanks,
place
buddy.
to be review. Congratulations on your 26th, I believe, episode. So, check out that podcast, guys. It's all over the social medias and all the streaming services you can find. Etepicoians, place to be reviews. He's a cool guy too. I'm a fan. Dion, Dion, Nick, Kendo, do you guys anything planned for this holiday weekend?
Uncle Pepper's actually coming up with my cousin. I'm gonna buy her. If you can swing it, we're gonna be here, man. We're gonna be barbecuing. I'm gonna be drinking. I've been buying a bunch of tank tops because it's the summer of Dion tanking.
I mean, I got a date tomorrow. I should just cancel it and be like, sorry, Earl, I'm coming up to Michigan to hang out with my second family. The Green / Johnson. Well, Uncle Pepe's last name isn't Johnson.
Davis. Green Davises. So you got the Green Davises. So go to the date, get laid, come up here, get drunk. We'll both go tanking, bruh.
Okay. Can we go tubing after?
Yep, we'll go tubing and then we'll buy some comic books.
When did you turn into Hillary?
I ain't turned into Hillary. Did she like comic books, bruh?
Oh, what is this?
I don't even know.
Somebody clicks on, they're going to be talking about the Phantom Menace 20th anniversary. Want to go tubing, bruh? Let me dick the internet.
This show sucks.
Yes.
Oh my God. Wanderer says, my reaction to Thor and Endgame. Look how they've massacred my boy. Seriously, though, the more I think about it, the more pissed off I get. Wonder, the more I think about Endgame, the less the more I realize I didn't really like it as much as I thought I did. Yeah, your phone too. Dion Green, a comedy of errors. No, Dion.
God.
I think that's actually pretty accurate. I'm not gonna turn that one down.
Yeah.
What the
I'm
fuck?
over here. I'll get messages from like Jesse or whatever. I'm like, oh, I gotta keep my phone over here. I'm on the air. Dion.
My desk is glass, and it was my work phone, and no one ever sends anything on my work phone. So I'm sorry. God, usually leave that on the ottoman so they can't hear it, but I fucked up. God damn it. A man of errors. Laugh at my failure.
Oh, all right.
And bask in your successes.
I
I mean,
don't care what anyone says. I'm still going tubing, bruh.
Tubin.
Tubing, bruh.
We need to call Jake for that one.
And I will say to all the fans in the chat, I appreciate it that you think it's funny to misspell my name. It's Dion. God damn it, existent David. You know that. I've seen you spell my name right before. God damn it.
It's Doin.
Fuck. Shut up, Ken. God, I hate
Doin.
you so much.
Doin.
Yeah, the way you spell Dijon is the exact same way you spell his name. That's how that works.
Yeah.
My friends are all assholes.
My grandma thought your name was Dexter for a while.
Holy shit. I forgot about that. Are you going to see Dexter? You were just like, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't even try to correct her. She was only 90 back then, but still. I'm like, what are you gonna do? Correct a 90-year-old woman? No, your name is Dexter, Dion. If you ever meet her, oh hi, I'm Dexter Green.
I'm Dexter Green. And then, of course, the chat goes crazy with everyone spelling my name wrong.
Yep.
All of you sons of bitches. God.
Another acceptable spelling is Deeahnn.
Yeah.
Dion.
Dion.
The friends I chose. The
Is
friends.
that how Schwarzenegger spells your name or pronounces it?
Dion.
Dion. Get to
Get to the chopper.
Oh God, the friends in the
Maria, meet Dion. Our friend Dean Hopeful says, anyone watch Temple of Doom for its 35th anniversary today? I wanted to, but I didn't find out it turned 35 until I was at dinner, which meant I had like an hour till this show started. So
I did watch it last week though because they were on Netflix. I was really excited. I watched all the Indiana Jones, and I lied and said I didn't watch them so that Hillary would watch them with me. Didn't watch the first one, but I'll probably watch them again now that we mention it because I love the Temple of Doom. It's my favorite one.
Well, also all the mummy movies are on there too with Brendan Fraser.
And I watched them. I watched the first two. I didn't watch the third one because it's the third one.
Yeah, it's. I tried watching it and I fell asleep. I was like, I can't do this.
Dion, how have we never watched Indiana Jones together?
You know what? You asked me that a couple months ago, and we have to remedy that. That makes me say that we haven't watched. We watched part of it, but we were too drunk and we ended up doing something else.
Yeah, we probably fell asleep.
That might be it too.
No, but Dean, to elaborate on your question, not only is Temple of Doom my favorite Indiana Jones, it's the one that gets me like, I don't know. When I close my eyes, or when you close your eyes and think of Indiana Jones, people think of the boulder or they think of the Ark. But I would think Indiana Jones with his sleeve missing on that
on the bridge, on the rope bridge.
Yeah.
Actually, wait, no, you and me and Josh James did a commentary for that.
We did. You want to tweet out the link?
Yeah, let me find it right now and I'll do it.
You guys did it for the Patreon?
No, we did it for we're friends with a channel called the Rated R Horror Podcast. A guy named Josh is the host. And last year, right, Nick?
Yeah, around Christmas we did it, yeah.
He's like, hey, guys, can you be on a commentary? And we're like, of course. So I actually did note, or took notes, did research, watched the movie beforehand, so I have shit to say about it. So if you really want a decent in-depth analysis of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, Nick's going to tweet out that link. We're the World Class BS on Twitter. And guys, we need to do the whole trilogy one afternoon when we're all free.
Agreed.
We'll do it live, and then we'll Bill O'Reilly it up.
Okay, we'll do it live. Let's do it.
Right.
So the episode's getting a little long, but I have a question I wanted to ask everybody, though.
Mm-hmm.
We never got to talk about our favorite moment from The Phantom Menace.
Ooh.
I know we keep skirting around certain things, but I feel like to give the movie the respect it deserves, and yes, you can rip on Jar Jar. You don't have to agree with us on these things. It's not a problem. But at least for us, the movie does have its merits. There are moments of greatness. There are moments of stupidity. Technically, it's a solid film, definitely for 99. I mean, okay, so the Phantom Menace has one thing going against it. Now, normally when a Star Wars movie comes out, it's the best looking movie of its year. You don't like when Star Wars came out in 77, nothing matched it. Close Encounters of the Third Kind looked like dog shit, comparatively speaking. But when you had Star Wars come out with the Phantom Menace in 99, you had a little movie called The Matrix come out. And The Matrix revolutionized a lot of filmmaking techniques, a lot of visual stylings that people would parody for the next 5 years. The music, the style. I firmly believe that The Matrix had an influence on the X-Men costumes and all these things. And Star Wars didn't have that. It was kind of weird that, Star Wars is what it was, but it didn't really change too much of the cultural landscape.
The only thing I would say, the first part of your question, most memorable, Darth Maul confronting Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon. That hangar door opens, he's standing there, and then everyone knows to walk away. He opens up his lightsaber, dual-sided. My favorite part of the whole movie. The only thing with me, I agree with 90% what you said, especially with regards to the Matrix. The only thing I would say, the only true effect that Star Wars had was the whole combat thing. So that whole fast-paced combat aspect of movies, which again, no one's really going to pick up on that. A lot of people aren't going to pick up on that. But obviously, the biggest thing, especially you brought up the X-Men, which was a great point. Ray Park was in both movies. So, I think that, Ray Park being in Star Wars, him ending up being in X-Men, this whole, which you could say is the Matrix as well, but, that whole breed of action movies having fast-paced combat outside of martial arts movies started with, Star Wars and the Matrix. That's the only thing I'd say that Star Wars had a hand in.
Nick, Kendo?
Kind of hard to choose because there's not a whole lot.
I understand. The Matrix was. You are correct. It did, do all that stuff. We had that damn bend back dodge bullet thing for fucking ever.
Oh, bullet time.
Plus also like the 360 shot around the person. Like everyone was like, "How the fuck did you do that?" There was that forever.
Yep.
And they were copied, they were parodied, they were redone. Like it was a crazy thing. But I think Matrix had a bigger impact than than Episode 1 did.
Yeah, Matrix stuff made it into Conker's Bad Fur Day. Episode 1 stuff didn't.
Yeah, so that's saying something there.
Swinging Cod says Temple of Doom was one of the first movies I ever saw at a drive-in. My parents were amazed. Their 4-year-old stayed awake during the whole movie. Kalima.
You watched it the right way, man. That's fucking awesome. Holy shit.
We had it on tape. It was one of those movies we just always had in the house. And God, I'll never forget when it first hit DVD Best Buy. Remember when they would have those big TVs in the front of the store where you could see movies as you walked in?
Mm-hmm.
They had Temple of Doom on a 2003 era flat screen television.
Ooh.
I just remember going this looks so great.
Ooh.
And I stood there and watched. It was the scene where Indiana Jones threw the rock at the Thuggy guard before he got captured.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept watching, and then my mom comes in. She's like, "Are you coming out anytime soon?" I'm like, "Oh, sorry, Mom. Indiana Jones was on." She's just like, "We gotta go." She doesn't understand. Actually, she does, because she's like, "Oh, you should be Indiana Jones for Halloween," and I was for 6 years in a row.
Well, saves on costume costs.
Yeah, well, everybody has a pair of khaki pants in their wardrobe.
That's very true.
So it's a versatile outfit. I think I did it the last time I did it was in high school, so that would have been 2003, my freshman year. But the weirdest part is I had an Indiana Jones Harrison Ford mask that I wore, but it was too tight to my face, so it looked like one of those second skins.
Oh, that's weird.
I had on, it was really awkward. People were like, "Could you not wear that?" I was like, "I'm Indiana Jones," and they would just
Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh,
now I feel obligated to watch it. Fuck.
Yeah, I know.
You're gonna have to make it happen soon then.
Yeah. This weekend's Double or Nothing, so I'm busy on Saturday, but we'll make it. So, is there anything we need to cover before we put this extra long episode to bed? We wanted to talk about the Phantom Menace at 20. I think we covered everything we wanted to tonight.
Yeah, we did.
I think so, dude. It was fun.
I actually enjoyed doing the smaller topics in the beginning, only because we could spend the time that we needed to on the main event without leaving anything out.
It worked out great. It did work out great. I think that the flow of that shit hill, it worked out real good.
So before we go, we were going to originally play a game of 90s trivia. I bought trivia for the podcast. Everything was going to be great. But since we don't really have the time, I'm going to ask you guys each one question, okay?
Okay.
We'll do more on After Hours. Okay, this one is for... Ooh, should I give Dion the hardest one?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if this is the hardest one, but I think you might figure it out.
Okay.
What did Nirvana's Kurt Cobain and Courtney Love name their daughter?
I know.
Oh, fuck. Oh, God, I know this.
Choice.
Okay, give me the choices.
Rosemary,
Mm-hmm.
Frances Bean, or Courtney.
It's Frances Bean, wasn't it?
There
Yes,
you
it
go.
is.
Bingo.
Boom! She fucking killed him. He didn't kill himself. FBI, look into it.
Thank you, Joe Rogan. All right, Nick.
All right.
Who was Time Magazine's Man of the Year for 1999? Bill Gates, Andy Grove of Intel, or Jeff Bezos of Amazon?
99?
Yeah.
I'm shit. Jeff Bezos?
Mm-mm.
That is correct.
Oh shit!
Really?
Oh. Yeah, because Amazon was coming up then. He wasn't in his garage anymore, but he was making it.
And then let's see. Where's the last one? I'm trying to give one really hard to Kendo. Here you go. You might get Dion will know this one, not Kendo. On Buffy the Vampire Slayer, what was Willow's last name?
I'm sorry, what was that?
On Buffy the Vampire Slayer, what was Willow's last name?
Do I get choices?
Wilson, Stewart, or Rosenberg?
Stewart.
Damn it, you're the only one that got a question wrong. It's Rosenberg.
Yeah.
Well, I never watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Neither have I. I just thought you would have guessed right.
No. I knew the Francis Bean one without the choices, though, so I got that going for me.
That's true. All right, folks. Well, next time, when we'll play some trivia, we'll do some fun stuff. But we'd like to thank. Hold on, wait. Logan Michael, Anti-Fungal Pops. Hot Topic store music makes me uncomfortable. Well, Logan, wait till you're our age and you walk into a Hot Topic and everything makes you uncomfortable in there.
Yeah. Even the people who work behind the counter.
I gotta say, the women with all the piercings and tattoos are very, very nice to me. So I can't generalize, but I'm not a fan of Hot Topic.
No.
Well, no, because you're a large fucking hetero dude.
Yeah. Well, they sell.
Yeah, and all their shirts are like extra small or below.
Mm-hmm.
And they've upped their t-shirt game. I'll give them that. They've had some really cool shirts. They actually have them in like 2XLs and shit like that. So
yeah, you can get wrestling shirts there if you need them.
Yep.
But Logan Michael, my advice to you is
just don't go in one. Buy it off hottopic.com.
or somewhere else.
Yeah.
All right, so this has been episode 174 of World Class Bullshitters. Every Thursday night, we take a dump on the world of pop culture. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and share it all over social media. If you're a super fan of this channel, well, you know what to do. You're already here. So we're going to go over to Patreon. We're going to go record After Hours. We're going to talk about something I'm feeling nostalgic for and probably pass out from exhaustion because it's been a long, long day. So, folks, before we go, we always like to leave you with these words. Be excellent to each other.
.com